Let's see. Put that over here for the live chat. Okay. Jerry is first. Matt is second. How you guys doing? Hi, kitty. Yeah, you're a good boy. And 3D Medic. I'm doing all right. Keep my victims as happy as I can. If I can't keep them happy, I'll have to eat them. I'm doing all right. And Michelle seems to be doing okay, although I wish she could make more progress on standing up. I really want to get her out of that place. She did agree to see a psychologist, so they're going to bring a psychologist in to see her like once a week or so. And hopefully they can, coax her through what she needs to get through to, stand up and start walking. Got your shirt. This one actually fits really good. Even the neck is not too tight. I have a big neck compared to Chinese people, so the necks tend to be a little tight even if the shirt's big enough. This one's actually one of the best fitting that I've gotten yet. And little fishies. I thought they were cute. I came up with an idea that I'm going to implement today for mounting the lamppost, the big one, the big 8-foot tall lamppost. And I'm surprised I didn't think of it before. This might not be the greatest way for you Midwestern and Easterners to use, but for anybody out west, this will work good because we don't have a lot of moisture. So if you stick a wooden beam in the ground, it's not going to rot very quickly. So my idea is to put a hole in the bottom of the lamppost that's actually a shaft to fit over a 4x4, or maybe something smaller than a 4x4. Because like the posts I have now is like a 4x3 with rounded sides, so it's like it's flat on one side, but it's shaped like this. It's flat on these sides, but rounded on these sides. And that's the posts that I have, that I'm mounting these things to. They're being mounted to those posts. I guess I have to go to HomeDepot.com and see if that lumber is common. For all I know, this might be something they did 20 years ago they don't do anymore. So let's do a search. Yes, you can look on my location, whatever. Let's just search for posts and see what comes up. Because 4x4s are freaking expensive. If I get something cheaper than 4x4s, I'll do that. It's $18 a pop. Although, this 4x4 by 5 foot cedar French Gothic fence post is only $10.97 and it's pointed, which means shoving it into the ground will be easier. Well, that's interesting. But do they have smaller? I mean, a 2x4 is smaller, but I think a 2x4 is too flexible. But a 2x4 is only $4. That's a hell of a lot cheaper. Now, this says oh, is this it? Landscape timber? It's about the right size, 4x3, and it looks rounded. I wonder if this is exactly what I have. Let me show you guys on my screen. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I have an electric post hole digger. So I'm going to, dig out a hole, put the post in the ground, bag of concrete, add some water, bingo bango, who's your daddy, I was also thinking about making a screw-in 4x4 post hole holder that I would print. Basically a big giant screw with the size hole I need down the middle. Post hole digger for that, and then screw this into the ground. This way it'll have teeth to help grab the soil. And I'm not sure if that'll work or not. But this way I wouldn't have to concrete it in. I can then slide the lumber into the hole it built into the 3D print. That would make it serviceable. So if I had to replace that piece of lumber, I could pull it out and put a new piece in, for example. It doesn't show the profile, but I think this is it. And 96 inches is 8 feet, I think. That's 80 plus 16, 96. Yes, so it's 8 feet, which means I should be able to cut this in half and get 2. And these are a hell of a lot cheaper than I thought, because I only need about 6 to 10 inches sticking out of the ground. Huh. How dimensionally accurate is this, though? I honestly don't know. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I think this, except mine aren't red. This is not cherry wood, it's just cherry tone. So they're coloring it somehow. But I think this is literally what I have out in my front yard. That looks like a generic piece of video.
Like all material choices, select.
Useless. But this looks like it. See how it's flat on this side? It's curved on this side. I think that's what I have in my front yard. Do I have a picture I can show you? Yeah, sort of. So you can see here, this is the posts that I have in my yard, and you can see it's got a flat edge and it's got a curved edge. And I think this is this. And that's a hell of a lot cheaper. That's only $5.38 each, and I get 2 out of each one. Cut them in half for 4 feet, put 3 feet into the ground, have 1 foot sticking out of the ground. Huh. I could probably even have them cut them in half for me. This is treated somehow. This is not redwood. This, you see how it says cherry tone? That means it's colored. So they made it red. It's probably just regular pine or whatever. But where I live in the desert, that shouldn't be a problem. See, I was looking at this because this is 5 feet and it's got a pointed top. Now that doesn't actually matter to me. I would actually put it in the ground upside down. And then that point would make it easier to shove it into the ground. But that's still crazy expensive. This is a fraction of the price and I get 2. That's $10.97 for 1. This is $5.38 for 2 because it's 8 feet and I can cut it in half. So I'd get 2 posts from each piece of lumber and it would only cost me $5. Interesting. So landscape timber. Let's do a search for that. I think I finally figured out why my mouse is giving me such a hard time on this pad. And it's because it's got perforations in it. And with a circular saw, or a reciprocating saw, or hacksaw, or just have them cut them for me. I have power tools. That's not a problem. I have circular saws, and I have sawzalls, reciprocating saws, handy saws. I have plenty of tools, but make it even easier, especially because I could put it in the car. I could probably have them cut this for me. Just slice it in half. It doesn't even have to be exact as long as it's close. Because they don't even have to be the same height, because I'm just using it as an anchor in the ground to hold the lights up. So the idea would be you'd have your light post, except this would be huge, of course, the big one. And instead of having it open in the bottom here, instead I would have a 4x3 inch hole sized for the lumber, and then it'd be vase mode, of course, and it would have ribs attaching it to the side for strength, and then that hole would slide right over top of that piece of lumber. So I would take that piece of lumber, drill, use the auger to put a hole in the ground, put the lumber in the ground, and then you'd have like a 6 to 12 inch stub sticking out of the ground, and then the lamp post could just slip right over top of it. And now that would hold the lamp post and keep it from, blowing over. Yeah, that's plenty. Just cut it in half. And if they don't want to cut it in half, I just cut it at home. There's no skin off my back. Let's do a search for landscape lumber. Yes, just remember, just go away. Just stop bugging me. Oh man, I'm glad I looked this up. Damn it. Oh, I think that's it right there. Ew. Okay, that's the one I was already looking at. Where was that picture? That picture wasn't there. Why isn't it showing me that? Why can't I find that right there? Because that right there is what I have. See how it's rounded on the sides and flat on the top and bottom? That's exactly what I have. But I don't see it. Here's the black one. Wow. Oh, that's per pallet. Okay, that's for a pallet full. That's for a box. I don't need that. I like the idea of black recycled plastic. I wish you could buy them individually. I mean, obviously I can't buy this, but now I'm curious. Wait a minute, there's only 25 per pallet? You're charging $1,057 for 25? Are you insane? Sometimes, man, sometimes. 92 per box, and there's only 2 per box. They're $50 a piece, $46 a piece? That's insane. Talk about, raping people for wanting to use recycled material. I mean, I like the idea, but I don't like the price. Yeah, I straight up don't see that picture. I was hoping the uncolored would be cheaper. Although, let's be real, $5 is not that expensive. Wow. That's ridiculous. If I could find these cheap enough for the landscape timber, I could even, bolt this into the bottom of my print. But I don't think I need to. These lights aren't heavy, they're just draggy. They only weigh like 3 kilograms, with all the electronics in them. So like 7 pounds. But they have a lot of surface areas. They act as a sail. So they'll blow over if you're not careful. I still can't believe how much they charge for this. I'm still going to work on this. I'm going to work on, and actually, this makes it a lot cheaper. If I do this kit here, this Vivor type kit that we were looking at last week, but I do it for this lumber here, the only problem is you can't bury this lumber in the ground because it's already only 8 feet tall. That's kind of annoying. It's too bad you can't get it in 10 foot. Because 10 foot would allow you to put 2 foot in the ground. So this is called landscape edging. Well, I guess that other stuff can be used for edging because it's plastic. So it won't rot in the ground. That's probably why they're able to do that. It's probably why it's expensive too, because it won't rot. No, this is not what I want. Whew, that's some heavy duty crap. Yeah, none of this is what I want. It just annoys me that I can't go there. Let's check out Lowe's. There it is. About the same price. 20 cents more. But that is the lumber. 3" by 4", but I know it's not exactly 3" by 4". Unfinished, pressure treated. Yeah. Yeah, it's pine wood. That's what I thought it was. I wonder why the brown tone costs more. Well, this is only 5. What's the difference? Is it just a rougher cut? Oh, it's unavailable, so they could put a fake lower price that doesn't actually exist, just like Walmart does. Alright, so this is definitely the way to go. Let's see. Let's do this. Actual dimensions. Since I know the rated and actual are different. So it's probably the 4x3, I hope. Oh, you can get 3.5 by 3.5. Out of stock. So there's two different kinds. The kind I have out front is definitely 4x3. It's wider than it is that deep. This one gives actual dimensions, so this is probably the one I'll use. 3.875 by 3.25. Okay, let's mod it up. The lamp post, I need a way of securing it to the ground. And concrete's actually really expensive. So I came up with a neat idea. Put posts in the ground. Literally, put a wooden post in the ground, and then have this slide over top of the wooden post. That'll make it easy. I already have the auger. The wood is available cheap, $5.38 for 8 feet. I can cut that in half to get 2, because I only need this much sticking out of the ground. You know, just enough to slide this over top of it. Okay. So how do we make a landscaping timber? Let's see. 3.875 inches to millimeters. So that is 98.45. So let's make it 100 millimeters. So length 100, height 200, and then width also 100. We do want to add a radius. That's definitely not enough. Okay, so that's not the way I want to do it. What's the other dimension? 3.25. I did not ask you to do that, you dickhead. Hate when it tries to think about what I want. Don't think, just do. So 84 millimeters. So let's make this 84 by 84. And then we'll add to the length. Let's go down to 0. Let's see here. What are we here? 84. 84. And 100 tall. 200 tall, I'm sorry. Control D, flip, and we take you, bring you over here. Zero. Now I need to make it 100 millimeters. This is 84. To make it 100, I would need 16 millimeters. That's right, right? Yes, so these need to be 8 millimeters each. Oh, that's tiny. No, yeah, that's way too tiny. Yeah, there's the 100. Okay, that's not enough of a curve. This clearly has more of a curve. Even though we can't see it, it definitely has. Well, I guess it doesn't actually have that much of a curve. It's more than I have built into it, though. Let's I can't even go outside and measure mine because mine's 20 or 30 years old. So whatever dimensions mine have don't apply anymore. If I want to double this, if I want to add 4, that means I'll make this 80 and then this 76. And now we add this to 12 and this to 12. And now I only need to get close. I don't have to be exact. So this should be 84 by 100. And that is a clean merge. Yes. No little cracks or anything inside. So we have a clean merge. Okay. All right. Now, how do I want to do this? Probably best bet is just do it manually. So let's have it stick out the bottom a little bit. Now, is it even going to fit? It should. Yeah. So there we are. We turn this into a hole. Now, we take this. We split it. Okay, that gets us those. Are these individual? No, they are grouped. Good. So let's hide these for now. I have to be careful not to move the part. Ungroup again. Okay, there are my veins. Now I should be able to merge this with this. Wait a minute. So we are 10. That means it's 190 millimeters into the model. Let's go 5. So let's make it a... let's keep it 200. And then we'll just add a millimeter. 201. This way it sticks out the bottom. We get a nice clean cut. Take this and this. Join it. Okay, there we go. We have our hole going up the middle. Actually, it's going to add a lot of plastic, but I don't care. I want this part to be strong. Let's do this. Let's Control D this, join that with this. Okay, now I should be able to hide this. So I think what I can do is simply undo how I made these veins. That did not, oh, that's right. I forgot about these little things. Okay. So can I group it and do a group undo? I'm not sure if that worked. Oh, I joined them somehow. I hit the wrong button. Undo. There we go. Okay. I should be able to do this and then do this and then delete. There we go. Now I need to make a cylinder, put it right on top. Okay. And I need to center it. U. Because the veins at the threads do not need to be as big as I have them. Like, I think that would be fine. Okay. Now, if I want to play super sneaky, okay, the circle is bigger than the post. That's a problem. So I'm going to have to add another piece. I have to transition from the circle to the let's see what happens first. But I think I need a transition there. So if we take this and we unselect this and I can't ungroup them anymore. Oh, that's right. I exported and re-imported these to eliminate that problem. And these are not a simple grouping. Or are these? Are these just a simple rotation? These are a simple rotation. I can just recreate them. And how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. 45 degrees would be 8, so these are 22.5 degrees. Okay. Oh no, I really shouldn't do this. Okay, I messed up. Okay, I need to keep this for people who want this version. So I need to make a new version. Whew. Thank God it didn't crash or reset. I would have lost all that. That would have sucked. Okay. Lamppost V3. Okay, now we can do whatever I want with this. Oh no, I forgot to bring in the other piece. So I need to copy this. Go back to this. I forgot the hidden stuff doesn't get copied. first things first, I don't need these veins anymore. Oh, no. I do need the dimensions. How high is this off the ground? 22. Did it move? No. So I need to make it 22 millimeters off the ground. Select that, unselect that, delete that. Then we paste this. We take this and we start splitting it up. There we go. We delete this. I do need to make 2 of these. Because one of these has to go in the center of this. There it is. That needs to be joined. And then all this needs to be joined. Okay, what I think I need to do is I think I need a cone on here to help join this to this. So this is, let's make it 118. Just so we have an evenly divisible number. Then let's realign it. Okay, we are now recentered. So 118 would be 59. Base radius 59. Increase the number of sides, increase the height. That looks good to me. Let's see how it looks aligned. Align on this, there, and there. Alright, that takes care of our alignment. I should be able to join all these together. Did it not work? There we go. There's a slight glitch, but I'm okay with that. That looks good. Alright, we take this, align it on this one, and here and here. Now that's aligned. Looks good. Okay. Now we put our sections in. Like that. 0.02. Okay, align center here. Bring you all the way in. Like that. Mastering. Radius. Sides. Make it bigger. Oh, way too big. And align here. It just needs to be bigger than that part. It is. Now we take this, duplicate, rotate 22 degrees, and duplicate. Did that get them all? Nope, one more. Okay. Then we delete all this. Now, this is a single wall rib. No, one of these does have to go through to the center. But we can make that separate. We can do that separately. Yes, that means I need to take this one. And I need to duplicate it. And I need to make it 220 so it sticks out. and 200 tall. 200 tall. Now, I also got to subtract 22. Not the right marker. Why can't I get the right marker? It's not giving me the correct marker. That's the wrong marker. What can I do about that? How do I get it to give me the right marker? It's giving me the wrong marker. I need this one. Well, I guess I have to do it this way. So, I have to subtract 22, which would be 78. So 178. And then lift it 22. Okay, that's the through and through. Okay. All of these minus this need to be lifted 22, because 22 is the solid infill base, or the heavy infill base. Okay. Let's join these together as one. Now, I should be able to turn this solid, join it with this, and then turn it back into a hole. And that should be my rivets. And then, there we go. The rivets should come to the center. That's going to print the wall. That's not going to work. Shit. That's not going to work. How do I fix that? The top part's okay because there's no center. And this does need to be done right, or it won't be monolithic. All right, think. How do I want to do this? Actually, I also want to do this. I want to duplicate this. I want to bring it down to 0. And then I want to make it 0.4 tall. Okay. That'll make my first layer easier to do. Oh man, I know exactly what I need to do, but it's a pain in the ass. I'm trying to think of a way to cheat. The problem is the corners. Will the cheat work on the corners? I'm not sure. Think. Let's try cheating it and see what happens. Worst I could do is waste 5 minutes, right? Okay. Let's take all of this and hide it. Now, what I need to do is take this, unjoin, take this, and I need to make it 2 millimeters bigger in both dimensions. So 102, 02, and 86. align on you, and join. Okay, that should do it. Bring everything back, rejoin this. Now that should not go on the inside. Yep, it's not on the inside now. Now I turn this into a hollow, and now I join all of this. This is actually a lamppost base, V3. Okay. As long as I don't go over a kilogram, we're okay. I'm worried about I know the sides will be fine. What I'm worried about is the corners. It all depends on whether I'm within the thin wall variance. If I can stay within thin wall variance, I should be okay. Lamppost V2, factory, B for base, discard. Okay, remove you and add what I just downloaded. Alright, let's make sure this one is 22. No, it's 20. Oh. I thought it was 22. It's not. Easy enough fix. I thought 22 was a weird number. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. This needs to be 20. This needs to be 20. Yeah, it's a super easy fix. Rejoin this, because that doesn't change, just the ribs change. And rejoin everything. I'll show you what that little tiny that little stub down there, I'll show you what that's for. That's going to make your life a lot easier. And let's delete the one I just made and re-download. Export V3. Now we should be good to go. Actually, I think I can get rid of all these zones now. I think I think I figured out that as long as I have the volumetric flow speed set correctly, that I can get rid of all this and simply set the whole thing to 0.4 millimeters, and it should be perfectly fine. 1.0. Let's change this to point. Well, this I can leave 0.8 because it's divisible by 0.4. Yeah, that's fine. Just to make that bottom beefy. Is that a crack? What the hell? Where the hell did that come from? This model is super simplified. Why is it giving me a problem? Oh, transparent. Yeah, there it is. There's a friggin' hole right there. That's a Tinkercad glitch. I do know one way to fix it. I can always get the part from the other file. Because I'm not going to change the basic shape of this. I should make this an angle all the way up, but I don't want to. Okay. take this and this, align on this, there and there. Now we get rid of the orange one. What did I do? Yeah. I think I hit the wrong key. Okay. Alright, that should do it. Any stupid glitches this time? No? Good. Douchebag. It's like, really? You gonna mess with me like that? Okay, get rid of both of these. Export. Okay. So if I do this whole thing at 0.4, all of these should print fine with, although I think I did need 0.2 at some of these points, but I think I can get away with 0.4, especially with all these ribs. So I can super simplify this model. This should be 2 perimeters, no top and bottom, not phase mode, 1.0, and 20% infill. That should be good. Okay. Alright, I do have ribs at the top here. They are properly spaced. It does look like I have a little too much overlap on the corners. I suspected that might be a problem, but it looks like it's within the tolerances of the slicer. So let's see if I have any spurious retractions. I don't see any. Oh no, yeah, it's got a problem there. Alright, so some of these broke through. So I need to make this a little bit bigger. See how that one broke? That one's supposed to be a breakthrough, but this one's not. That's a breakthrough. Okay, so I gotta make the plug a little larger. I have a breakthrough here, a breakthrough here, here. I got a few breakthroughs. Okay, so let's add 0.5 millimeter to the plug. That should be a pretty easy fix. That will not require a reversion, because it only requires modifying this. So this is the only part I have to modify. So we take this, unselect that, hide all this. Now we take this, split it. We need to make this a hair bigger, so let's go 103 by 87. Alright. Align on you, center, center, join. Bring back all the stuff. Take this and this, join it. Turn it into a hole, rejoin everything. And try again. See, if you keep it straight in your head and you combine things in the right order, you kind of have a little bit of parametric type capacity without you know, having to go through hell to modify it. Okay. Okay, I don't see any glitching. Let's see what happens. Looking good. Ooh, I don't like that jump, but there's not much I can do about it. Yeah, jump is annoying, but it's okay. Okay, so the real question is, do I have a proper... Yes, I do. See how we have proper overlap here? The trick is to make sure this overlaps this, but doesn't break it. Because if this doesn't fuse to this, then, well, a gust of wind will just break this center channel. This center channel is only one wall thick. I mean, granted, it's 1 millimeter thick. It's thick plastic, but it's still one wall. And what's going to make this channel so strong? Oh shit, we're over a kilogram. Damn. Oh no. We're over a kilogram. How can I fix that? I could make the cone larger, because I only need to get rid of 90 grams. I got to get below a kilogram. Ooh, that's a lot. You know something? I don't need this many ribs. I really don't. The only reason I have this many ribs is because it makes lining up with these channels nice and easy. But if I can even just get rid of 4 of these ribs, that would probably be enough. Alright, think about it. Because this bottom is going to be ridiculously strong. I mean, stupidly strong. I can get rid of these 2 ribs. They're not needed. In fact, I could probably get rid of this 2 ribs and these 2 ribs, and then just make my push through one of these. I could do that too. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Because I think I have way too... I can't change the degrees, because then it won't line up with these, and that would be annoying. Just visually. Oh, forgot. I gotta delete my telltale here. I gotta get rid of this extra window. It's annoying. It's adding an extra click every damn time I do it. What's in here? Junk. So I can add all the junk to that folder. These are books. This can all go. In here. That cleans it up a little bit. Okay. What are these? What do I have in here? Yeah, I can toss them in here. I don't want to delete them in case I need them. Just want to clean this up a little bit. Okay. Gotta do this. Gotta do this. Okay. Okay. I should be able to simply unselect these and just start getting rid of the ones I want to get rid of. So let's get rid of this one and this one. This one. And this one. Okay. We need a big old ring. Align you with this. And then we take these three and we rotate them 22 degrees. So now my cut through is there. Okay. Then we take all of these, not this. We join them, turn them red. We join them with this, turn them hollow, and then rejoin everything. And let's try that. Just for convenience sake, I want it under a kilogram. Does that get us it? Yes, 970 grams. That does it. Let's double check. Okay, let's get rid of that jump too. I should be able to do that just by changing the start point. Optimize for fastest. Let's align here. Let's see what that does. Although I think I have to go to the center. Nope, that did it. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, look at that. Smooth. Now this one you're not going to have access to the inside of this anymore, which means I can lower the infill. I don't need 20% anymore. Let's go 15. Which will lower the mass even more, give me a little save. There, 900 grams, perfect. And that's more than enough infill. So, the reason I did that little tiny squiggle cut there, that one single layer right there, that's because I want this. I want that channel. Why do I want that channel? Well, if you were to print this without that, you would have to print two separate objects. All right, this here is 3 objects without this. All right, you have this ring here. You guys can see this, right? Yes. You have this ring here. So it's going to print the inner perimeter, print the outer perimeter. Then it's going to stop, retract. It's going to conduct a travel move from somewhere out here to here. And then it's going to begin pushing filament again and drawing this. Inner ring, outer ring. Then it's going to stop, retract, move to wherever it calculates is the optimal place to do the infill, and then it's going to start drawing the infill. So 1 object, 2 object, 3 object. Think of it as 3 separate objects. By putting this little, now the problem is on the second and third layer, it doesn't matter. But on the first layer, that's when you're going to have bed adhesion problems. And if at any point in time this does not stick properly when it travels from here to here, one of 2 things can happen. One, it could pull this up as it lifts and moves over to here, or when it begins to draw here, it doesn't quite draw it right in the beginning, and you know how PETG is, it'll pull itself up by its own tail. So by doing this, I am forcing this to draw all of this as a single object. So now there's only 2 objects. The entire perimeter of the object, inside and outside, connected by this channel, and then the infill. Which means this won't fail. As long as this initial start point right here, as long as this start point lays down okay, and you'll know if that's going to fail immediately, because you'll see it. It'll be pulling it up. It won't be sticking. And another cool part is when it draws this skirt, the plastic always oozes a little bit. So these are actually not separate. They're this red line here, that's the travel move from here to here. That's the retraction and travel move. Well, there'll actually be filament connecting this. There'll be a little trail of filament going from here to here. There always is. As long as this is close enough where it, this is only 3 millimeters or 4 millimeters, maybe 2 millimeters. It's 4 millimeters. So as long as this is close enough, there'll actually be, it'll be extruding, it'll stop and retract, but it'll ooze a little bit, and it'll go boop, and then start drawing this. And the result is this is all one continuous piece, and you don't get any pull-up. The only place you're going to get a pull-up is here when you start, and that doesn't matter because it's not part of the model. As long as when it comes back to here and goes blip over to here, it's connected, then you're good. And now it's going to lay down this, lay down this, lay down this, all as one continuous motion. And that just, it eliminates failures. It stops you from having bed adhesion problems, and it just reduces failure modes by doing that. That's why I do that. Although I just realized that that should be interesting. The slicer accounted for that. Because this is a 0.8 millimeter layer, but that's only a 0.4 millimeter cut. And yet, the slicer correctly accounted for it. Okay, cool. So I can leave it at 0.4, regardless of whether the person's using a 0.4 layer or a 0.8 layer. Okay. And then as you see on the second layer, that cut's not there anymore, and it just draws the infill right over top of it. So you have no weakness there. And now you have your model. Now, of course, this is now a separate island from this, but that's okay, because it's sticking plastic to plastic. And plastic sticks very well to plastic. So you don't have that problem. It's just that first layer sticking to the bed that you want to connect them. And it's so easy to do. You just put a little, whatever your layer height you're going to use, you just put a little cut 0.02 millimeters wide from the one perimeter to the other perimeter when you have two major perimeters like this. And now they become one continuous perimeter instead of two separate perimeters. And and you're never going to see this. It's going to be on the freaking ground. Who the hell's going to see that? You know what I mean? It just makes life a lot easier. Okay, now, do we get proper adhesion? That one is supposed to be open. Yes, we have an overlap. It's not as much of an overlap as I would like, but it's there. As long as it doesn't crack free, we're okay. Oh, this is a good overlap. That's good. Good overlap. So just the corners like I suspected, but they're okay. That's because when you, the distance, there's an actual gap right here. Okay? And that gap is from here to here. And that gap is, well, actually it's from here to here. So the inside of this wall to the inside of this wall right there. So that point right there to this point right here, there's a gap. And that gap is necessary because two filament paths have to fit here. This filament path has to fit here, and this filament path has to fit here. So you need that gap to be small enough to make sure that this filament path touches this filament path and the plastic fuses, but not so big, or I'm sorry, not so small that the slicer sees this as cutting through this wall, which would break vase mode. So I expected the corners to be an issue, and that's because I need to move the gap and make it exactly 1.9 to 2 millimeters. However, what I did was cheated. I scaled the object I was using 2 millimeters on each dimension. Now, if you're doing that with a square object, that works fine. But if you're doing that with a rounded object, it's not quite perfect. And that's why this does not have as much of an overlap as this, which has a whole bunch of overlap. This is perfect. So, but it does have an overlap. It's close enough, and it's only the corners. So we are good. Woo, 20-hour print. Yeah, see, nice overlap, good overlap. I'm not worried about that. The very bottom has 3 perimeters. You have the inner, the outer, and the infill. So you got 20 millimeters of free perimeters almost around the entire thing. If 3 millimeters of plastic can't hold that, nothing can. Nothing's gonna hold it. By the way, the lamppost has fallen over twice. Twice now it's fallen over from the wind because all I have I have a webbing strap just strapping it to my fence, and so it can pivot. And every now and then it just tips over, and so twice it's hit the ground and it has not broken, which is really good. That means it's reasonably durable. Yeah, we're good. I could probably put these ribs back in because I lost enough mass there that I could probably put those ribs back in, but I'm not going to. These are 2 millimeter thick ribs with a 1 millimeter thick wall in the middle, and they're all interconnected, and there's 9 of them. 12 of them. There's 12 ribs. I think that's plenty. I think that is more than strong enough. The plastic itself will fail before this structure fails. I was actually thinking about lowering the infill to 10 millimeters because that would probably dramatically reduce the print time. I was thinking about it. But I kind of like having that thick bottom. And what am I going to do with an extra 100 grams of plastic? Nothing. So I might as well put it into the base. So screw it, we'll leave it. Okay. So that right there, your lumber, your timber, would fit inside of here. And if you really wanted to, I might even put a dimple in there to make it easy to do. You could put a hole in the side of here and go in there with a screw and screw a single screw into there just to make sure it can't lift. It's probably not going to. It's 7 pounds. I mean, what aerodynamic forces would lift that? But you could, if you wanted to, just drill a little hole through here, then go in there with a long bit with a screw on it and stick a screw through that into the lumber. But I don't think it's necessary, so I'm not going to design for it. If somebody accidentally grabs this and pulls on it, I would rather it give than have it, rip itself apart. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. You can't get better than that. Very, very happy with that. I transition here good. These are a little sloppy right there. I don't care. You really don't notice it. I mean, if you hold it like this, you notice it. But as soon as you put it on the ground, you can't see it. So I don't care. Good. And I do know I can increase the print speed. I've been increasing the print speed pretty dramatically when I do this. So let's make the first layer speed 30% so that I can increase the overall speed to 700 and 3500. This one here, same thing, 700, 3500. Hey, saves 2.5 hours. I'll take it. I'll take a 2.5 hour saving. Let's see. What do I have the gap on that as? 3. Let's make it 2 because we are really, really, really close to the edge. That gives us a little bit of safety margin. There is something else I wanted to do. I wanted to alter the script. Didn't I already do that? G5. Yeah, I want to change this to X0 and Y0. Because for some reason, I think it's this. No, that's extrusion distance. But for some reason, when I when it does the let me show you. When it does the purge line, it's not showing it. Interesting. Yeah, here it is. When it does the purge line, maybe it is. Yeah, the bed is bigger than the print area, so that should be fine. When it does the purge line and it does it by 5 by 10, it moves it down here. It also shifts the entire print area by 5 millimeters. And when I print an object that's almost as big as the entire bed, it goes off the edge. No failures yet, but that should change that. It's almost like my 0 points getting reset when it does the purge line for some reason, even though I don't see anything in there that would do that. Lamppost base V3. Let's just put this in downloads for now, and I will print one and make sure it's good. What I should do, yeah, I really should. I did oversize it by a bit. Oh man. Yeah, let's do it. So like that, and then oh I can't do that. I didn't save that piece. Oh no. I forgot to save that piece. So I'm going to have to rebuild that piece. I do remember it was 100 by 84. And this one was 76. 76 by 84. And then the rest was the end caps. So let's rebuild that real quick. Let's go to a new one. Come on. 5. 76 by 84. Wrong dimension. 84 and 5. I did it again. I moved it and I didn't want to. I need to make it 100. That's 6. No, it's 76. That is 24. So this has got to be 12 deep. Why off the screen? Why? Okay. Align you. Center. Control D. Flip this way. Work plane. You are going to go here to 0. Okay. We have a clean merge. No errors or glitches. Okay. So what I need to do is this needs to be taller. I need to duplicate this. Oh, I gotta do this, 19. Okay, and then unselect, select, make it 5. There we go. Turn that into a hollow and join. So what I need to do is I need to print this and then test fit it over the post. So I don't waste a kilogram of plastic just to find out I did it wrong. That would suck. Oh God, that would suck. Let's save factory file as lamppost B V3. Okay. I can just use this one. Yep, that's fine. I should really make that bigger. Let's go and make it 6. Oh, way too big. 5.2. That should do it. 8, 16, 24. How tall does this need to be? 8, 16, 24, 32. So divisible by 4 millimeters. That means it needs to be 8 millimeters tall. So I get an even number of layers. Okay. There we go. That's the, because it needs to be stiff enough to be able to use it as a test tool. So let's and that'll only take 20 minutes to print in 17 grams. And because I have the excess of filament now, I can use the same roll to print this. Downloads, save. Okay, what else did I want to do? I also want to print my I want to add the flag holders. Oh, I also ordered the lights. I did order, I had credit. Scammer sent me the wrong thing on Temu, so Temu gave me my money back. And I got the set of lights to create the new drops. I want to get one of these, but I can get the money right now. Let's see, orders. So I got these for about 16 bucks. I hope I didn't order the wrong one. I think I did. Damn it. I really wanted the one with the 4400 milliamp battery, and I don't think this is going to have a 4400 milliamp battery. I think I ordered the wrong one. Oh, that was dumb. But I think it'll work. But, oh no, I ordered these because I wanted the longer bulbs. I wanted the shapely bulb like this instead of the little ST14 bulbs, which I wasn't thrilled by. But does this one have the USB charging? I hope it does. It'll make it so I can, you know, if this, and these are the dangle ones, which I also wanted, because I can just design into my 3D print a slot to hold this little thing here. I can't tell if it has a charging port. Usually this style has a charging port, but not all of them do. But this one doesn't tell me what the capacity is. It says 12 plus hours on a full charge. It says last 24 hours on a full charge. And the fact that I'm only going to be using 5 bulbs instead of 8 should extend that even further, so I should get better runtime in the wintertime. I hope. For some reason, I get the feeling I should have ordered like the larger ones. So, because I have a feeling they change the size of the solar panel and the batteries based on which one you're ordering. So, like this 120-foot one probably has the biggest battery and the biggest solar panel. However, it also has a much, much higher cost. You can see here, this 180. Oh, it's 60 foot times 3. So 100 foot's the biggest. See, that's 37. That's $40. While the 25 foot was only $12 plus $3 shipping. So it's like $16 and change with tax. Because I'm hoping they'll go all night. I won't have to use the timer mode. I could just put it on 8-hour timer mode or 6-hour timer mode, but I'm hoping I won't have to. I'm hoping the larger panel plus running the only 5 bulbs instead of 8 will allow this to run all night. But this is what I'm going to be putting on it. The lanterns will probably work okay in the summertime, but they only go for like 3 or 4 hours at night in the wintertime. Sometimes only 2 hours because they just don't get enough charge with the winter sun. This bigger panel I can angle toward the sun, and running this on fewer bulbs, 5 instead of 8. See, it's 25 foot, 8 bulbs. So I'll be taking 3 of those bulbs out. And because of the spacing, I might not even need to individually cut these. There might be enough wire between the bulbs here. I don't know what kind I'm getting. Am I getting this kind? Or am I getting the other kind? This kind. Because this is what I would like. But no, I want these bulbs. I want this kind of bulb. I don't want this stubby ST14 bulb. So I hope I'm not getting this. Oh, I really hope I'm not getting that. It doesn't tell you which one you're getting. What if I do this? Okay, it just adds it. It doesn't distinguish. See, I could have done something like this, but it would have cost more money. Here's the nicer bulbs too. But it would have been more money than I had in credit. Because it would have been $23. I only had $19. But this also doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you what size battery. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Whatever kind it is, I'll adapt it. But the idea is to use this for the 4 lanterns. Hopefully it's these bulbs, because this is the reason I bought it. I want this bulb. I don't want this bulb. This doesn't look as nice. This looks nicer. And okay. And that's what it's showing. The ST38 bulbs is what I want. Yeah, it says 8 plus 2 spare. Okay. Okay, so I should be getting... I won't be getting the dangle mount. That would have been nice. But this will be easier to design a mount into my clip, into my thing. Now, for those of you who want to make a bunch of these... if you decide, if anybody's crazy enough to want to print a bunch of these, there is a better way to do it. For example, buying the 100-footer will get you 100 bulbs plus 100 mounts. That's enough to do 20 of these lights. Now, why would you do that? Well, you figure out how many you need. So this is 20 bulbs, 15 bulbs. This might actually be better. Even though it's $44, you get 3 sets. See, 60 foot times 3. Oh, it all goes to 1. Oh, I was hoping it came with 3 solar panels, because that would allow you to get 3 solar panels. But you can buy just this. Where did I see that? I think it was on AliExpress. This is very interesting for doing a lot of these kind of projects. Because you could buy one of the big strings that comes with a whole bunch of bulbs, and then you just buy the power unit and wire it up yourself. Don't allow. Okay. Oh, I'm not signed in. I got signed out. You dirtbag. Why'd you sign me out? Again, the scammers are still live and active on AliExpress, so be careful. There's a lot of scam postings. These are legit. That's legit. Like this here is fake. You're not getting that for 13 bucks. Fake. You're not getting that for 13 bucks. That's actually probably real. That's about the going price for that ratchet wrench. 12 bucks for a $100 cart. Yeah, you're not getting that. Okay, so be careful. Use your head. It's all right around the they're either $3 or $13. You know, this $12, $13 price point is where all the scams are. I don't know why. It's really annoying. Let's see. That's questionable. It's probably a knockoff, but that's a questionable price. That's the latest new impact driver from DeWalt. I mean, if this is a knockoff DeWalt, then it's possible this is real, and that's about the price you'd pay for that. But if it's supposed to be a real one, then you're not getting it for that price. That's just not happening. I can't do the image search. I hate the fact that we have to now think about, is it a scam? They need to figure out how to correct that. Okay, so here's a proper price. $133. Now that store has an actual name. It's not Shop 11041. Huh. So it's possible that's legit, but it's probably a knockoff. But I'd be questioning it because this is probably the proper price, right around 110. That looks like it comes with a battery. That's why it costs more. So be careful. Anyway, let's look at what I was looking at before. Here it is, right here. So take a look at this. I didn't know they sold these. This is pretty cool. So this is the USB solar charging control unit. It's this control unit right here. So it's this control unit right here, this thing right here, just without the lights. These unscrew. Okay? So you're getting basically this piece right here with the USB cable to the plug in here to charge it up, which is good because then if I'm at a show, I can charge it up since it won't be getting sunlight indoors. But you're basically buying this box with the solar panel, battery, and then you just plug your lights into it. The question is, where do we get those sockets? Although temporarily you could, it's just 4 screws to unscrew this. You could just solder it directly in place. Yeah, nice try. I'm faster. Cat. But this is pretty cool. Now the only problem is, for twice this price, you get all the bulbs too. And what I don't understand is, what's the 3 volt, 24 volt? Does that mean this outputs 24 volts? So do these bulbs take 24 volts? And does it come with that pigtail? I don't think it does. Oh, it comes with the remote? Comes with clamp mounts? But does it... That would be really nice if it came with the pigtail. But I don't think it comes with the pigtail. Yeah, there's the charging port, mode select. It implies it, but I don't think it actually includes this pigtail. It might. It'd be really nice if it did. It's a 1200 milliamp battery, which is not bad. 1.2 watt solar panel, so it's a smallish solar panel. That might not be big enough then. Well, no, the bigger strings have the 3 watt panels, but we're only running 5 bulbs. 100 or 200 LED solar strings, but that's fairy lights. I wonder if I can get this in different sizes. What's it called? Solar string light control box. Okay. Let's do a search for that. It'd be really nice to be able to buy these at an affordable price and then make my own strings. That'd be very cool. Now this says 5, 12, and 24, so do you get to pick? There's one there, there's one there, here's one here. So it looks like they're all about $8. It looks like these run off 24 volts. So I guess we're going to have to put a meter on the lights when I get it and see what kind of power they consume. This says 3000 milliamp hour, which is kind of weird. Oh, you could pick 12 or 24 volt, but it's not available. This is 1.2 watts. It's a small one. Yeah, without LED output fitting, so it doesn't come with the pigtail. Does anybody know what that's called? What that screwed, this little fitting right here, this little screw terminal plastic fitting? Does anybody know what that's called? This thing. What's this called? You know, is there a way, if I could figure out the name, because what we need is a pigtail of this, and then we can attach whatever we want. You could buy the 100 LED string, cut it into 5 LED segments, and use that for each lantern, and then you'd only have to pay $10 to power, $8 to $10 to power it. But the trick would be to make sure this is compatible with it, which it should be. If it looks like it is, it probably is. But the trick would be getting these pigtails at an affordable price. You know, if you end up paying $10 for the pigtail, then you might as well just buy the string at that point. So what is that called? Solar LED pigtail. Is that it? That's one of them. Okay, so we're getting similar. This is called an SD20. Oh, these are all weird. Well, this one's a 3-pin because it's an RGB. So you have, you know, live, ground, and data. However, let's see, do we see it? I can't see it. Is that a USB plug? Why does that look like a USB plug? That sure as fuck looks like a USB plug, doesn't it? I doubt it's a USB plug. But that sure as shit looks like a USB plug. Doesn't it? What the hell? That's really freaking cool. If that actually screws in and is waterproof, that would be pretty cool. No way. I'm kind of hoping that's a USB plug, because that means I might be able to use this for a lot of other things. Oh, that's really cool if that's a USB plug. Well, I'll find out when it gets here. um, let's see. Waterproof USB screw. Okay, that's not it. Not it. I'm trying to find the same connector that they're using. But that picture might just be illustrative. It might not be actual. Because I imagine it comes with a DIN plug like that. I'd be really surprised if that was an actual USB plug. How about waterproof USB solar? Oh. The light string, this one here. Go away. Really? This. Why is it being so slow? Looks a hell of a lot like a USB plug to me. Is it just me, or does that look like a USB plug? Well, the RGB IC is a 3-pin, and that makes sense because you need positive, negative, and data. However, this kind of a bulb doesn't need data, it just needs power. But that sure as shit looks like a USB plug to me. And with two separate pictures here, I don't see any reason for them to fake that. I'll find out when it comes in. This would be amazing if it was an actual USB plug. I could add an extra battery inside there if the panel was able to charge it up. Or put a bigger battery in there and actually use it for USB devices. Especially if it automatically turns on and off day and night. So for example, I could theoretically run 2 solar panels, one to power the camera and one to charge the battery, and then it would automatically switch to the battery at night. That'd be pretty cool. Boy, with a USB plug on a solar panel that has a timer circuit, I can think of a lot of really cool uses for that. Oh, and now I'm glad I got this one, because now I'm really interested in what that looks like. Like, I'm real interested now. It might actually make more sense with there only being 8 bulbs, so there's not as much power draw. What's the 100-foot look like? It doesn't show. Well, see, that shows the USB looking plug too. I guess I'll just have to wait till it comes in. But the cool thing is, can I get more of these power units? Oh, this one's USB-C. And it's only $6. Okay, so whether you get 24 volts out or 37 volts out. How much you want to bet that the 3.7 volts is going to be bulbs that are like fairy lights, where it's an individual LED, and that 24 volts is going to be these kind of bulbs? Because this filament inside there is actually a cob. It's a chip on board. So it's actually one unit with a bunch of actual LED diodes on it. It's not a single LED. And I'm willing to bet you if you add up the voltage of all the forward voltage of all those LEDs, it's whatever the output voltage of this is. And that would explain why they would need 12 or 15 or 24 volts. In order to, because with LEDs, they don't need a lot of power, but you do need the correct forward voltage or the emitter won't light up. So it depends on if these LEDs in here are run in series or parallel. I'm betting they're running parallel, and that's why these things need to put out 24 volts. But that's pretty cool. That's only like a half-watt solar panel, but It's or maybe a 1-watt solar panel, but still, it's a control box with Type C charging. Yeah, boosted to 24 volts. Okay. Very cool. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's why it's so cheap, because this one doesn't have it has shipping, and they're making up the price in the shipping. I hate when they do that. Really hate when they do that. You got to make sure it says choice. See the little choice logo there? That means it's gonna have free shipping over $10. That's a 1200 milliamp. Too expensive though. It's not worth $25. You could buy the whole light string for $25. Unless that's for, so usually that's for the one piece. Oh, they're not showing the cheapest. Congratulations, good for them. Wow, they actually showed the price for the 3. Very good. Instead of, usually what they do is they show the picture for this one and the price for this one. So you think you're getting this 3-piece set for $25.80, but they're actually showing the correct picture and the correct price. Okay, good on you, AliExpress. I wonder if is it the seller doing that or is it AliExpress doing it? The fact that they have this $1.38 battery light implies that it's AliExpress doing it and not the seller, because that's why sellers do this bullshit. They'll add a little $1.38 item like this so that this will show that picture, but say $1.38 here, which will cause you to click on it. Now this is probably $9 for one. Yeah, $9 for one. 5 is 43. So the other one's a better deal. Oh, maybe not. These are $8.50 a piece. About $8.60 a piece. In fact, exactly $8.60 a piece. 8 times 5 is 40. 6 times 5 is 343. About the same price. It's about the same price. You gave me a link. Oh, not bad price, but you have to order $200 worth to get free shipping. What's it called? And is that the right connector? Well, either which way, I have to wait until it comes in. That's probably the right connector for the RGB IC one, but what I need is whatever connector this one uses. Okay. Let's save that. But I just found this a couple days ago. I didn't know you could buy these boxes separate. It shows how little the actual lights are worth. All the money is in the box. Now, see, this one's scamming. So maybe it is a seller doing it. I don't know, because there's no way this is $1.09, which means there's a cheap item that's $1.09. Probably a USB cable. Yeah, see, they're selling that for $1.09. They're selling this for $9.93. And it's not even USB-C, it's a fucking barrel plug. So, they show the most expensive item in the picture, but the cheapest item in the price. I hate when they do that. They should not be allowed to do that. AliExpress should fix that. If you want to show the most expensive picture, then you have to show the most expensive price. If you want to show the cheapest price, then the picture should be the cheapest item. Cause it's like a bait and switch. I hate it. It's just annoying because you waste your time. You click on it and then you realize, oh, it's not what you wanted. And it's just wasting your time. It's very annoying. $448? Really? Really? You put a fucking solar panel in there? You're selling just a solar? Really? Come on! Don't be a dick. Oh, what a dick move. I wonder if I can find a 3-watt one. 3-watt. You know, one of the bigger boxes. You know, they make the bigger 3 watts panel boxes with the 4400 milliamp batteries for the bigger arrays. But it looks like they're not selling them. These are all just the 1.2 watt panels with the 1200 milliamp battery. Yeah, I don't see any of the 3-watt panels. You definitely don't want these unless you're doing a really tiny string. Oh man, it doesn't even come with the battery. That's 80 by 80 millimeters. Like, really? You're not going to include the battery? Why do you gotta be cheap? Why do you gotta be cheap, AliExpress? I mean, it's nice that it's serviceable. You can unscrew it. You can slip in a battery. You know, you don't have to dick around with you know, soldering the battery in. And I guess the price is good. You know, $355, and you have. But the question is, how much? Let's see, how much are NIM AAAs? Okay, that's not so bad. Is that actually 24 pieces? No, the two is $6. The 24 pieces is $11, which is still not bad. It's only 50 cents a battery. Question is, are they real? You know, are they actually 700 milliamps or are they 150 milliamps? Because that happens. Yes, they fake nickel metal hydride batteries. Although, would they bother faking these little solar ones? Would it even be worth their time to do it? And also, when you check AliExpress and stuff like this, the biggest bulk is not always the best price. Sometimes one of the smaller quantities is actually a better price. It's very weird, but sometimes you actually get a better deal buying a smaller quantity. It's almost like the conversion doesn't quite compute right. Now these have a higher probability of being faked. I don't want double A's. It looks like they only have mixtures. Yeah, $1.20 a piece. These have a higher probability of being faked. But yeah, the batteries aren't that expensive. They're cheap. Okay. Yeah, that's really not. No, that's obviously bullshit. You can't fit 8800 milliamps in a AAA. You can't do it. Even lithium ion can't fit 8800 milliamp in a AAA. This is fake. You can't fit 1800 milliamps in a AAA. It's physically impossible. The physics of the universe as we know it does not permit 1800 milliamps to fit into a AAA body. You need a AA body if you want 1800 milliamps. There's just literally not enough space in there. And I hate that they do this 1100 milliwatt hours now instead of telling you what the milliamp hours is. Even if 1100 milliwatt hours is more accurate, our brains aren't rigged to compare that. So you fake 8900 milliamps. You can't do that. Especially charging that kind of price for a 50-cent battery, because it's going to be a 600 milliamp battery, 700 milliamp battery, and they're charging fucking $4.55 for a 50-cent battery. Literally, it's a 50-cent battery right there, 50 cents. Okay, so the batteries are available cheap, which makes things like this viable if you want to do your own solar projects. That's actually kind of cool. Huh. So for less than $4, you can get everything you need to solar power a small, you know, string of LED lights. Ow! My leg fell asleep. All right, that's cool. Okay. Now I also want to put the. I'm having one issue with my with this thing, and I can't figure out what's doing it. I finally got a version of this that works correctly. It's long enough for almost all of the flags and thin enough to fit through the flags that don't have a lot of space. Now, the way this works, you guys have seen this. This end has a screw knob. That's how you put the flag on and off. But this end is also threaded. Obviously, it's the same thing. But for some reason, on the new ones that I'm printing, you can't do this. You can't thread them on. I gotta crank them on. And once you get them on, you ain't getting it off. Not easily. You're going to have to put a wrench on there to get it off. I thought, okay, I scaled this, and I forgot to scale this one. I checked. I even put the rate down to 95%, and it actually printed better, but it still wasn't enough to make it, you know, thread on smoothly. Now I thought maybe I had screwed up, but I checked. This is 2926 and 1833. This is 2926 and 1833. They're the exact same thing. I can't figure out why this one prints and spins on fine and this one is super tight. Wait a minute, is it possible the profile's different? Did I screw up my profile? Okay. So this is the base. This is the second part. I'm printing at 0.97, 1 and 1. Oh, 0.6 millimeter layers. That could do it. Cap. 1 and 1, 0.98, 0.4. I bet you that's what's doing it. The 0.6 millimeter layers is going to lose resolution in the threads. Uh-huh. Yeah. I bet you that's exactly what's doing it. Let's drop this down to 0.95 since we already know that works. And let's drop this down to 0.4. I bet you that's exactly it right there. I bet you that's what was doing it. Okay. Because 0.6 is going to make the threads coarser. And that would definitely do it. Okay. I bet you that's why that was going on so tight. The threads were printing much coarser. Okay. So it was probably just my slicer settings. I have the bottom as 0.6 to make sure it's nice and strong, but this needs to be 0.4. Let's make sure we didn't introduce a gap. Nope, no gap. See, I even do the same thing on here. When I do this. See? Instead of taking the chance of these little circles failing, I have them connected with the outside. But just in the beginning. Well, actually, I think this one goes all... Yeah, see? Just the first 2 layers, and then it doesn't need it anymore. Yeah, that's good. I bet you that's exactly what was doing it. Let's take a look at it and see if we can see the difference. Okay, that's what the thread looks like right there. Oh yeah, totally changed the threads. Yeah, they're a different shape. That's what did it. Okay. Live and learn. Now I know why it screwed up. Okay. Now I know. Let's see. So I got to redo all my G code. Well, I just did do the combined and the separate. This piece here. Desktop. Garden flag. Post. G code. 1mm. And base. And then the whole set. What's the flag? What's the rod? That should be more resilient. Yeah, it's 0.4 as well. Good. Okay, and that is set. And save the factory file. Okay, we're good. That should correct that problem. Oh, of course I didn't have it switched. This part here was too tight, and it was because I had it set to 0.6mm layer height, which distorted these threads. These threads are too fine to print at 0.6mm layer height. This was printing at 0.4, this was printing at 0.6. That explains the difference between the two prints. So I've now corrected that, so this should print fine now. Some do, some don't. The solar panels, Big Bad Joe asked if they include the solar panels. For example, this one does. This style here, these include the batteries, but these little tiny ones here, they don't. The ones that are $3.29, $3.55. These ones that are here that are $10, these $9, $10 ones, $8 ones, these include the batteries. But these do not. However, they're only $3, and as we saw, the batteries are 50 cents. You know, these are probably legitimate, 700 milliamps, that's about right for a solar panel. Even if they're only 600, that's fine. Two pieces is $3 a piece, but as soon as you buy 24 of them, it's $11.48 with free shipping. So $11.48 for 24, well, do the math. My brain hurts too much to do the math. 11.48 divided by 24. They are 48 cents a piece. So if you buy 24 of them, they're 48 cents a piece. You probably don't have to buy that many. Here's 8 of them, probably about 70 cents a piece. And here's 10 of them for 64 cents a piece. So if you don't want to buy that many. But yeah, the batteries are cheap. How much are they on Amazon? NIMH AAA. These are very, that's borderline. You might be able to get 1100 milliamps in there, but that's pushing it. So that's $1 a piece. $1 a piece. That's expensive. That's expensive. $7 for 4. That's expensive. Are any of them affordable on Amazon? That's not too bad. $11 for 16 of them. That's not horrible. So you could get 1-day shipping for relatively affordable batteries on Amazon. Here's 12 for 13 with a 14% coupon. Wow, Panasonic makes nickel metal. Panasonic used to be the cat's meow for NiCad batteries. They were so expensive back then. 30 years ago. Whoo! Rechargeables cost a lot. Here's a 12-pack for $10 with a 10% coupon. That's the cat's meow right there. Where? Oh, they changed this. It's a new thing now. Cool. So yeah, there we go. Oh, you have to buy 2 items. So if you buy 2 packs, you get 10%. But still, $10 for 12. That's not horrible. And 600 milliamp. That's probably legitimate. So at 50 cents a battery, it's worth replacing the batteries when they fail. So that's good. Now, one thing I might do eventually is, even though it costs more money, I might pay the $1.25 to buy the lights at Dollar Tree, because Dollar Tree has actually improved the lights. I was really surprised to see this. I was really surprised to see this. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's pretty. But I might switch to these here. Oh, wow, they have a whole bunch of new ones. These flowers are cool. The only problem is the plastic degrades in the UV, but still, that's very cool. You can't really buy them on their website unless you're buying a lot of them, because there's a minimum. Like this, you have to buy a case of 40, which is, what, $60? No, 25%, so $50. But you could buy them in the store, of course, for $1.25. Now, the reason is that, I don't know if this is the exact one that's in the store, but the ones in the store are advertising the fact that they use AAA batteries. Yes, 1.2 volt AAA. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, first of all, the AAA battery is likely to have a higher capacity. So it's likely to last longer. However, the big advantage is the Dollar Tree lights are serviceable. And it's one of the reasons why I like these little cheap dollar lights. These are the 97-cent lights from Walmart. However, the really cool thing is that it's only 2 screws to get into this thing. I mean, granted, it's a lot of work, but to avoid shoving stuff into the landfill, I don't mind a little bit of work. I guess the real question, well, no, if I replace the lights, they still have to ship it from China. Because that's where those lights came from. They came from China. The problem with these lights, am I missing something? It should come right out. Yeah, it's coming out. It's resisting though. There it goes. The battery is replaceable. And that one is really jammed in there. Surprisingly, it's a replaceable battery, which is really shocking to me. But the problem is, it's a non-standard battery. Why the hell won't you come out? Like, you're really giving me a hard time. Thank you. Boy, that doesn't really have a very good mounting in there. It's a, actually, it's probably the same capacity. Yeah, I can't read that. So you take your phone and you use it as a magnifying glass. Okay, this is a, oh wow, this is tiny. It's a 2/3 AA at 150 milliamps. So what this is a battery that's been cut down to it's a AA battery that's been cut down to 2/3 the size of a AA, and it's only got 150 milliamps inside. Even if they only put a 150 milliamp AAA inside the other ones, you can replace it for 50 cents with a 600 milliamp AA, AAA. Also, buying these is going to cost more money than buying AAAs because AAAs are standardized. How much more? 2/3 AA NIM. You can buy them. They are available. Here is a 12-pack for $12.74. And they're actually much higher capacity than the shit ones that Dollar Tree sells. And you can feel how light this is. It's like the Walmart, actually. So you can upgrade these to 650 milliamps. Because they're AA diameter, you could fit a higher capacity in there. So maybe it's not worth replacing. I do like the smaller heads and the warm white. But here you can get 12-pack of 2/3 AA NIM at 650 milliamp for $12.74. Let's save that. Huh, that's interesting that they're available. Okay. That's good. Here's a 40-pack for $23. That actually makes it as cheap as the AAAs. Okay. That ain't bad. That's almost 50 cents a piece. Not quite, but almost. Meaning it based on, because of the savings on the light, it might be worth it just to buy these. 23.25 divided by 40. 58 cents each. So 60 cents with tax. Not bad. Okay, so I might not change. But the whole point is to have a replaceable battery. And you want that battery to be nickel metal hydride and not NiCad. There are several reasons. First of all, the nickel metal hydride will last forever. You'll probably get, with this 150 milliamp battery, you'll probably want to replace it after 3 or 4 years. That is incredibly light. But with a 600 milliamp version, and I'm going to test that. If it's actually 650 milliamps, if it's anything over 150, if it's 300 or 400 milliamps, it's more than double the capacity. It'll last 10 years or longer. I mean, I have things with nickel metal hydride batteries in it that are 10 years old and they still work fine. Do they run as long? No, but they don't need to. Now with this battery, you get just enough capacity to run with a full charge. But with a 600 milliamp battery, you have plenty of capacity. But then again, if the solar panel can't charge this to full, it's also not going to be able to charge the 650 to full. However, the 650 will give you reserve capacity. So if you have a really good sunny day and you get a good full charge out of it, that might carry you through 1 or 2 nights to the next really sunny day. These are not as easy to replace. And I've also had a couple of these where they didn't work when I pulled the tab, but it turns out because there's no actual mount inside there for the for this to actually sit in, so it's capable of sitting cockeyed and not sitting correctly. What happens? Oh, I wonder. Oh, that shifted. That's why the solar panel shifted. Huh. Because I see the little blob that's supposed to hold the battery. That's what happened. But this fits in there, sort of. And I do mean sort of. It really does not want to sit properly. Huh. I bet you it's because that's bent a little bit. Can I pull it out? Yes, I can. Oh, there's enough of a pigtail to pull it out. There's just enough wire. I could bend that. Boy, that's thin freaking metal, man. They did whatever they could to put as little into this as they could. Okay, so now it's properly mounted. Now I can stick it back in there. And then you just need to make sure this is bent right, so that it comes through the little mount here. This is what's supposed to... This is... Oh, the back... That's dumb. the battery holders on this side. That's stupid. Why would you do that? Because that means the only way to mount this is to pull it out, mount it in here. You have to get it finagled to get it in here. Have fun with that. Oh boy. Nope, it goes this way. Okay, I see how they're doing it now. It's stupid, but I see. Oh, maybe that's not how it goes. Okay, that's how it fits. So the actual battery holder is on this side, and that's what holds those metal tabs together. So you got to put the solar panel on this side with the little bulb sticking out there like that. There we go. And there's your little bulb. And then this slides into here. Okay, that's a really jank design. They put it on this part here. But it works. It works. Now that I'm aware of it, it works. Now the good thing about the AAA ones, many of them you don't have to unscrew to replace the battery. There's a little compartment. You pop the tab of the compartment open and you replace the battery. So it might be worth it to get the $1.25 lights in order to have the longer runtime, the larger battery. Because even though they can get 650 milliamp 2/3 AAA, Walmart chose to special order 150 milliamp cells. Which, like, really? Like, come on. The extra capacity will increase the longevity. Even if the panel can't charge it, it'll last longer. Now, the reason I like these lights so much is that they have glass panels, which means they're never going to degrade. That panel will last 30 or 40 years. It's not going to yellow, it's not going to fade, it's not going to do anything. And it's got a nice warm light too. And then it just slips on like that. So I guess what I need to do is determine if I'll have to go get one of the $1.25 lights and see if it fits my existing unit, or do I have to design a new version for that new one. Now the other nice thing about these is they're super tiny. Obviously the ones that take the AAA are quite a bit bigger. They're about 20% larger, so they're going to look bigger. I love how super tiny and compact these look. I really like, just it looks really nice when you have those little compact lights on there. It has a nice look to it. And I like that look. I got more of these in, so I'm going to start getting these put up now that I have more of those. But yeah, I like how that looks. And by the way, this, I'm going to get a picture for you guys tonight because I got a nice full charge today. It's nice and sunny out. But when this body lights up at night, very nice. It is very, very cool. But I am having loads of fun with those. They're working fantastically. I can't design the arm mount for the new bulbs until I get the new bulbs in, since I need dimensions. Anything else? Nothing new this week. I got a whole boatload of flags in, so I printed a whole bunch of these. And you know what else is really nice about these? They take so little plastic. I had almost no filament left on the roll. I was like, I can get another one out of it. And then I finished that one. I can get another one out of that. And then I finished that one. I got like 4 more. I don't know how much does this take? $54 grams. Wow. Okay, that's cool. So 54 grams, which means you should be able to print 19 of these, 19 or 20 of these with a 1 kilogram roll. That means they're like 50 cents a piece to print. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm doing them all in white just because white's easy. And white guarantees it can handle the sun. Yes, well, it won't affect life. The nickel metal hydrides are more tolerant of the cold. They lose capacity, but once the battery warms up, you get that capacity back. It's a temporary loss. And you're not pushing the batteries hard since you're charging them with an itty-bitty little solar panel. So you're really just not pushing the batteries very hard. The point is, 150 milliamp hours is enough to run that light all night. So if you put a 600 milliamp battery in there, even if you lose 75% of the battery capacity over, say, 15 years, you still have enough to run all night. Because you only need 150. That's the whole point. That's what's cool about it. And now that I know I can get the 2/3 AAAs at 650 milliamps for a reasonable price, 58 cents a piece, it'd be worth it to... Well, I'll have to see how the 5 larger ones look on the thing. I have a feeling the small ones are going to look better. I have a feeling that the $1.25 ones will look better on the big 8-foot lamppost, but that the 97-cent tiny ones will look better on these lampposts. So I think the small ones are going to be better for this, but I think the bigger ones will look fine on the 8-foot lamppost. I'll have to bring one of these with me into the store and see if it also has a commensurately larger solar panel. It'll definitely be worth it if it has a larger solar panel. It's going to be interesting. So what really affects the battery life in the wintertime is not the cold for nickel metal hydride batteries and the microscopic drain on the battery running a single LED. The capacity is not really affected that much. What really affects it is charge rate. And that's because the sun is at a steeper angle. So you're getting less charge per day. A lot less charge. Now, of course, if you could put this on a tracker and you could actually aim it at the sun and have this thing follow the sun throughout the day, you'd probably get pretty close to a full charge. But yeah, you're not going to do that on a $5 light. I could just see that. Spending $50 to build a solar tracker for a $5 light. Right now I have the last 4 you sent me, and that's going to go toward printing 2 more of these lights. It takes just about 2. It might take just over 2 kilograms, but it takes just about 2 kilograms to print 1 lamppost. And now that I'm finalizing the design and it's working well, it's fallen over multiple times. It hasn't broken. The weight of the lamps is not distorting the arms, so the reinforcements I added are working fine. The thicker arms are holding up better. The plastic's not cracking. Because of all of that, I think I'm getting ready to go gold on it. This is the kind of thing where I really wanted to make sure it was good before somebody, spends $100 printing some of these things. These are not as critical. This is already posted. Although, I almost forgot. I screwed up on the design. I forgot to go and change it because I'm an idiot. You can't screw the mason jar solar light onto this. It won't fit because of the tabs on the inside. The inside of the mason jar lid is consumed by the battery and electronics. So if you already printed some of these, just take a pair of nippers, at roughly a 45 degree angle in here, and close your eyes because they shoot off like fucking bullets. But just snip away the you're better off using a pair of dikes because these are not really meant to cut through 2 millimeters of plastic. But definitely be careful. They shoot off like fucking bullets. I just listened to it ricochet like 4 times. But I will correct them. Matter of fact, let's do it right now. Actually, I already did it, didn't I? I think I already corrected the design. I just never uploaded it. I think I already fixed it, and I just didn't upload it. Because I'm an idiot. This one. Yes, I fixed it. See, I got rid of the cuts for the threaded portion. Okay, so what did I do with that? Oh, you couldn't see that. Duh. But I got rid of the ribs on the threaded portion because it doesn't need it. All you're doing is screwing a solar panel on there. And it's a 1mm thick extrusion. It's more than strong enough. So let's go back to here. Oh, there was another change I wanted to make. I did not like how sometimes this will split when you print it. And I know how to fix that. Okay. And there it is. So I have to go to each of these. Actually, no. It'd be easier to just delete these. What I need to do is make this an angle. If I make this an angle, that will eliminate the problem. Oops, first I have to make it taller. I should be able to just drop it in and then angle this. So if I just do that and make sure it doesn't touch. Oops. Yep, we're good. That's all I got to do. So I have the same cut, but it's at an angle. I'm not showing you again? Urgh. Okay. So I take the arm, and I take this vertical, and I make it an angle instead of a straight cut. Now the reason that works is I still have my opening, but now part of each layer. So now instead of having this, so this is your joint right there, okay? So there's your cut through the wall. This is your wall continuing this way. This is your wall continuing this way. And you have your cut going through the wall. Well, the problem is because that's so thin, sometimes when, if it's cold or if you under extrude it a little bit, I mean, I haven't had a problem yet. And the only time I've had one broken is when I dropped one. When I dropped one, the inside cut there cracked. Now, it still works, it's just loose. So to fix that, we take, well, first of all, why does that happen? And that's because there's only like 6 or 7 layers there, because that piece is very short. And so what happens is, you have that cut. So this right here, this cut right here, is this right here. Okay, now let me turn it this way. Okay, so you have your plastic here, you have a cut going through it. Well, the problem is they line up like this. So you're depending on this fusion right here to hold them together. So what I'm doing is I made that cut an angle. And now, of course, you get your stair step. So now this wall here sits on top of the crack of the previous wall. And then the next one sits on top. So now the cut goes through the layers at an angle, and each wall of the next cut covers up the crack of the opening on the previous layer. So now instead of lining up like this, they line up like this. And that will completely fix that problem. On some prints, you don't want to do that because it's ugly, depending on how you set it up. But on a little arm like this, who gives a shit? You're not going to see that. So and it's not ugly because it's short. It's not very big. And so now I just need to rearray this. I think I already have a master ring. Yes, I do. We're going to steal you. Nope. Control D. We're going to line you up with that. There. Oh, don't aggravate me. I will bite you. Light up. There we go. There we go. Now I take this. Control D. And we rotate, I think it was 60? No, 72 I think it is. Was it 72? Control D. I think it's 72. Yeah, 72 degrees. There we go. That will also solve that problem. Alrighty. Now we merge it. So now the tabs will be stronger on the end, and there will be nothing on the inside of here to interfere with the mason jar lid with the solar panel. See, when I bought this one, here, when I bought just the mason lid, you know, I tried it and it fit just fine, tabs and all, but I forgot there's nothing inside there. But when you buy the solar panel, there's stuff inside here, and that stuff hits those tabs. Oops. Come on. Export the file. Come on. Sometime today. Sometime this century. I can get this started. Let's see. File. Recent. Mason. Yeah, see how it's got the tabs in there? Well, I got rid of those. Just gotta wait for the download to finish. Let's try it again. Come on. Why are you gonna make me wait? Grr. What a nag. McDonald's got rid of the $1 breakfast sandwich coupon. I'm so sad. No more McDonald's breakfast. I was eating at McDonald's like twice a week because 99 cents for a breakfast sandwich. I can't make that at home for that price. I mean, I'd go get 2 breakfast sandwiches. I would use my points to get a hash brown and 99 cents for an iced coffee. So for $3, I got 2 breakfast sandwiches, an iced coffee, and a hash brown. I cannot make breakfast at home for $3 unless I'm having cold cereal. That's about it. Oatmeal I could do for $3 too. Okay, there it goes. I was so sad to see. I hope they bring it back. But man, that coupon was there for so long. I couldn't believe it when they got rid of it. I was like, no! Mini lamp post. I was like, no, McDonald's, don't let it be so. STL, and this MLP base Mason. Oh, that shouldn't say base. That should say top. There we go. Now we bring this into here. Wrong one. Why would you do that? Did I grabbed the wrong one? How did I do that? Oh, I gotta fix the other one too. Okay. Are we clean? No, we still have that. That's annoying. I did have a way of fixing that. Yes, 150, 150. That should fix that. There we go. That's because of the transition from vase mode here to vase mode here. It's a weird movement thing where it depends on where this ends up. But by moving the start port to the inside, it solves that problem. So there we go. Do I see any spurious movement? Negative. We have a clean vase. And now, as you can see, this is where the advantage comes in. Okay. So now, as this line has a gap here, this line here overlines this gap, this line here overlines that gap, this line here overlines that gap. So basically, this is not actually shaped like this, it's actually squared off. This is just the way the slicer represents corners. But now this line here covers up the gap on the previous line behind it. So now this will be substantially stronger. Because like you see, the gap starts over here and ends over here. So all of these lines are filling in that gap. That fixes that problem completely. So that takes care of that. Yeah, you can see it right there. See? So now this line fills in the gap of the previous line. So that takes care of that, and it's also fixed back here. So both will be stronger. And now we no longer have interference in here to interfere with the mason jar lid. I don't like how gappy that is right there. It should print fine. I'm almost certain it'll print fine. I'm thinking about adding a tiny bit of rib to there because there is a gap inside there. So it would at least fill in here. Matter of fact, let's do it while we're in here. Screw it. We might as well do it. It's not going to hurt. Okay. So this should be really easy to do. All I got to do is bring in a little square like this. 0.02. So let's take this apart again. Okay. Let's line this. A line on you here. Okay. Now what I gotta do is bring this down. Why won't you give me my arrow? Oh, because I was too far out. There it is. Turn off this. We want this to overlap just a little bit, just like that. And what we do, come on, is we bring this all the way in like that. This way we have the tiniest little rib there, And that's just enough to reinforce these threadings. The threads are offset, so it should not be a problem, but why not make it stronger if I can? Now we simply drop a master ring here. Radius. There we go. Sides. Dickhead. You and you. Nope. You and you. Align on you. Here. Here. Deselect. Select. Grab you. Control D. Rotate, I believe it's 45. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Too many. Delete you. Now we grab you. Join. That gets us a little bit of structural reinforcement there. Remember, I want these to last 20 years, so I don't mind putting in a little bit of extra work to make them a little bit stronger. I'm showing the right screen, right? Yes. Okay, export, STL. Hopefully it'll be a little faster this time, not be a slow little puke. Thank you for not being a slow little puke. Now I should be able to just drop it in a folder and have it ask me if I want to overwrite. Nope, that's that one. So this should be named top. And when I do this, place, it should ask if I want to update. Yes. Slice. There we go. Those ribs won't get in the way, but as you can see, these ribs will reinforce the threads. They need just enough to reinforce that thread. Keep that nice and stiff. I am happy with that. I should get rid of this. That looks sloppy. Yes, we're going to do it. Might as well make it right, right? Do it properly. Don't be a lazy shit. Because that's what you're being. You're being a lazy shit. Okay. So what I need to do is take all of this and hide it. There we go. Make this transparent. Yep, there it is. That's what I gotta fix. I'll show you an easy way to do that. Drop you there. Bring you to you. Align on you. Center. Center. Okay. Now, increase the number of sides. Increase the base radius. Uh-huh. 32.7. Let's go 6. Perfect. And then we invert. Turn it into a hole. Are these individual? Nope, but good. Good. Now we take this, and this, align with this top. There we go. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, let's get rid of this. There we go. Yeah, see how easy this is? Okay. And then we just slice it until we get rid of the point, like that. And then we take this and join it. There we go. Turn it back into a hole. Bring everything back. Make that not transparent again. Then we take all of this join it, and then all this, join it, and export. I keep forgetting to rename that top. I don't care. This is ready to accept the new file. Export is complete. I keep forgetting to rename that to top. Replace. Yes. Much, much cleaner. That's how it should look. See how now we nicely transition from here to here, and it works its way up. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now it looks professional, instead of looking slapdash horseshit sloppy. Now, I have been printing this faster. Nope, we are already at 75,400. We are already at 20%. We're good. So we're not going to change that. Okay. File. Save factory. Prepare to print. Export. Mini lamppost. G-code. Top mason. There. Now it's correctly fixed. Okay. Now let's get that change promulgated up to printables. I think I have it on Thingiverse too. Edit model. I gotta change that picture. That's the wrong picture. Oh, I must have uploaded it. I must have made the correction. Okay. But now I'm gonna. This is a nicer version of the file, so let's get rid of that one and add. This one. And there we go. Now, can I also make any other corrections? I mean, while I'm enhancing this, is there anything else I can enhance? For example, there's no reason not to use this exact same threading method on all the other pieces. Although it looks like I'm already pretty refined. Yeah, I'm already pretty skinny on these. So I don't think I need to do that. Yeah, I already optimized this. Okay. This is optimized, that's optimized. The ribs probably don't need to be as thick as they are, but it's not going to save me enough to be worth messing with. Now, did I add the longer versions? No, I didn't. So I do want to add this. So mid long for people who have bigger printers, because this is 400 millimeters. Although this uses the double wall, but you might want the double wall, so no, I'll worry about that later. Forget it. Maybe we'll worry about it later. Okay, publish. Let's. I think I may have uploaded this to Thingiverse as well. Profile. There it is. Why is it using that as the picture? Oh, no, it's not. But it's using that as the preview picture. That's annoying. Okay. So we take the Mason top, delete, and then we drag the new one. Why are you doing that? I can drag and drop. Why can't I do that? Do I have to do it this way? Looks like it accepted it. Oh, it did. I got 2. There we go. It just didn't have the graphical icon yet. Okay. Okay, save. All right, now that's corrected. All right. I think I'm going to drop by Dollar Tree just to look at these. It's not a priority now that I know I can get the 2/3 AA cells relatively affordably. You know, less than $1 a piece if you buy them in bulk. I might even, when I have the money, I might even try replacing a couple of them just to see if they actually run longer. Just closing out all these tabs. Can I do that on here? Like, does that even work? Or do you have to use the phone? You have to use the phone. It doesn't work on here. Okay. Alright. Anything else? So, the base of the lamp, 8-foot lamp post has been corrected. I have a template to print out, which will only take 20 minutes, so I can test fit it on the lumber. When I go into Albuquerque next Monday, I think I'll stop by Home Depot and grab a piece. I'll see what Rax charges for it. Yeah, Rax might have it, and Rax is local. I can use the electric car to go get it. And if they can cut it in half for me, then I won't even need to strap it to the roof or anything. But even if it's $1 more, the savings in gas driving to Home Depot will be worth it. So I'm going to call Rax and see if they have it. And if they do have it, I will go get one before I print it. And the other good thing about Actually, that won't matter because you're only going to put one screw in. I just need to make sure that my hole is a little bit bigger. If your lumber's smaller, you can just wrap it like in packing tape to make it a tighter fit if you want a tighter fit. Because I do want a relatively tight fit. So I now consider this done. This is finished. It works fine. Just don't forget to increase the cooling when you print that section. Because otherwise, you know, the overlap. This is now considered done. Remember, if you buy, unless you want dimmer, don't buy the 6-pack of lights at Walmart. Buy the individual ones for 97 cents each. They cost a tiny bit more. Basically, you get one free if you buy the box of 6. It's $5 for 6. And this is $5 for 5. But the 97-cent ones are twice as bright as the ones that come in the box. I don't know why. They're twice as bright. And I prefer the bright. So get the 97-cent ones from Walmart. I am going to go to Dollar Tree today. I can't afford to buy 5 of them. I don't have enough money. I got $6 in my bank account. I can afford to buy 1 though. So I'm going to buy 1 and see if it fits. Or I'll just bring, actually no, I don't have to buy any. I'll just bring my top. I'll bring one of these with me and see if it fits. That'll take care of it. I don't have to spend any money because I'd rather keep that $6 to buy the piece of lumber. I'm going to call Racks and see how much they charge if they even carry it. But this is done. It's all vase mode. It's all optimized. You should be able to print, I believe I got 6 of these out of 1 kilogram of plastic. It's either 5 or 6. But you can print at least 5, possibly 6 of these. I think I might have gotten 6. I'll have to double check. But 6 of these out of 1 kilogram of plastic. Don't hold me to that. It might be 5. But a lot of them. This is very optimized, and it's still just incredibly strong. You're not breaking that. You're just not. The force you'd have to apply to break this, you're going to have other problems. I even came up with another idea that I thought would be pretty neat. I just thought of it right now. I just thought of it. What if I printed a 6-foot long tube or 7-foot long tube that diameter? Just this little skinny tube, that diameter. And threaded them together and put the mason jar light on top of that, and instead of having the light fold over itself to fit inside of here, let it extend full length down the length of the tube. And that will create a very dim but solid glowing rod that will show me where my driveway is. I think that would actually look really freaking cool. Oh, I want to do that now. New project. And that I could print all at once. I need 5, I think, to be... how long is that? It's 400 millimeters. You're losing 40 millimeters. Oh. No, this is only 200 millimeters. So 1, 2, 3 gets you about 4 feet. So that means you need, you need about 5. You need 5 of them, I think would do it. I think I can sequential print 5 of these on the print bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can see, for that skinny, I can sequential print 5 of them. And then I'll have these cyberpunk-like glowing bars on my wooden posts out front. And it would be annoying as fuck. But, I could also see putting them on my carport beams, but I would have to cut the wires going to the light, extend the wires, and put the solar panel up on top of the carport, because hidden underneath the eave of the carport, they're not going to charge. They charge, but they don't get much charge. But that would actually look really freaking cool. Damn it, that would look cool. And if you wanted a standalone lantern, I could print a Medusa mount, and you could put 3 or 4 of these on it with the 4 mason jar lids on top. You know, they'd be up in the air, you wouldn't even see them. And this would just be this glowing rods. That would be a lamp by this. Oh, that would be cool. Yes, I'm doing that. We are doing that. And the question is, do I want to add ribs for structural integrity? I could go with 3 ribs. 3 ribs would do it. I could shorten the threads, and you wouldn't have a smooth outside. You'd have the shape of the threads at the bottom, but I could get rid of the double wall at the bottom, and that would also eliminate the triple wall that darkens it at each of those posts. Oh yes. That sounds like entirely too much fun not to do. And you could, of course, use different colors of plastic if you want different color light. Yeah. yeah, we're going to do that. And it'll be a fast print, too, because I could put all 5 of them on the bed all at once. Oh, yes, I'm doing that. Because those mason jar lids are so cheap. They're so affordable. I mean, you can get them for less than $2 a pop if you buy enough of them. And they use AAA batteries. I already confirmed. You pop open a hatch and it's a AAA battery. The only bad thing is it's an encapsulated solar panel, so it's not a glass panel like this. It's the panel that has the resin on it. Boy, I would like this actually. It's like this. It has the resin. On the one hand, that completely protects the solar panel. Although I still have not tested whether the UV spray paint, the UV Protect Clear Coat, I have not tested whether that is effective at protecting this from yellowing. Like, is that enough to stop these panels from yellowing? I have to test that. Also, Dollar Tree is coming out with some really cool solar lights. The problem is the plastic itself breaks down under the UV torture. The plastic itself breaks down. So after about 1.5 years, the plastic is so brittle, if you so much as touch it, it falls apart. The lights are fine. The lights still work, but the plastic itself just degrades until it falls apart. So yeah, I'm gonna have to test that too. That's a 2-year test. Basically, I have to sacrifice one because I have to spray them all except for one, and test the brittleness of the 2 of them to see if there's any difference after 1.5 years, 2 years. I think I showed you, Ray. I got a new shirt. Yeah. And they have this in all different colors. So eventually I'm going to get all the colors. They have in green, pink, blue, purple. Eventually I'll get them all. But right now I'm going to see how much Rax charges for that piece of lumber. And if the price, if I can afford it, I got like $6 or $7 in the bank. I'm going to go get it. And my Patreon money should be here tomorrow, but I can't use that. I have to pay the electric bill. I have to put all of it toward the electric bill, and then all of my next one toward the electric bill, and I'll still be behind, but I'll get caught up. Thankfully, this week is super warm. Super, super warm. We're hitting 70 degrees. Yeah! I like 70 degrees. I like it a lot. But, that's it. Once I have the piece of lumber, and I confirm that it fits, the top is done. I don't need to make any more changes to that. Although I was going to make the lamp, I was going to make this thing a separate section that's screwed in, but I could also literally just screw this right into the lamp. I could put a hole through the side and just make this thicker with 3mm holes, and I could thread this right in with a backing plate. I could do that too. I might do that because all I have to do is add 2 dimples where I want to put this, and then I could just use this existing print to screw it right into the shaft, and then you can put it anywhere you want. You can put it up higher or lower. Because I realize if I put this all the way up top, I'll be able to reach it, but most of you won't. Because it'll be a foot above your head. That's going to make it a little hard for you guys to reach it. So by making this attachable, then all I got to do is print this disc as a separate print, but with a 3mm hole in it. And then you just put that disc on the inside, put this on the outside, just like I do with the top. And then the screw will go right through this into that disc and pinch. And that should be, I can even make it conformal. Although that would only work if I made both pieces conformal. So no, I can't do that. Yeah. That's better, because then I could just print 100 grams of this and screw it right to it. Then you can put one on if you want. You can put two on. I'm going to put two, because I want to hang multiple flags. But you could put one on, two on, however many you want. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to do that. Backing plate, thread right in. I'll put the dimples in. I could probably even flatten that area of the model so it doesn't bend the plastic when you screw this in. That wouldn't be very hard to add a little flat area to the model there. That would actually be pretty easy to do. And I could just, it'll be built into every piece. And then you just, pick where you want to put it. And yeah, that's the trick. So that'll solve that. I'm going to work on these lights today. I have to do the same thing I did before. I have to bring these together like this to bring these closer together and then zip tie it. And I have to do that for the whole thing, although this won't take nearly as long because there's only 60 LEDs on this. And then get this out there installed. And I still need to remodel the top to have a proper mount for this so that it can just stick in. What I'm probably going to do is put a bullhorn up there. I'm going to have to put 2 holes. I'm going to have a double cone and have 2 holes, because you're going to have 2 of these solar panels now. You're going to have one for the RGB lights and another one right next to it for the 5 lantern lights. So I really can't do that. I can model this, because this will probably be exactly the same. It's just going to be a cylinder that this is going to fit on, and then you'll be able to, I want it tight enough that it'll stay in place, but loose enough that you'll be able to turn it to, put it at the optimum azimuth for the sun. And so I need to design that to hold 2 so that you can mount 2 of these on there. Yeah, it's coming out good. I'm also going to make a skinny one with the a bunch of pieces printed. I'll get that one done too. I could put that at other places in the yard. But I definitely want to make the skinny one with the light poles, the cyberpunk light poles. I think that would look really cool. I think that would really look cool. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to do that. Hey, DeWitt, how are you doing? I'll give you a quick, I was about to skedaddle, but give you a quick, synopsis of what we did today. I redesigned the base of the 8-foot tall lamp so that we could, hang on, let me show you. I redesigned the base of the 8-foot tall lamp so that you could literally just stick it over top of a piece of lumber. So now there's a hole in the bottom that's all reinforced. And this takes 900 grams of plastic to print this base part. And now all you have to do is embed a piece of landscaping timber into the ground, which you can get for $6. You cut it in half, that gets you 2, because you want 3 feet in the ground and you only need 6 to 12 inches above the ground. And so that will stick out of the ground, and then you literally just take your entire 8-foot lamppost and slide it right over top of it. If you want to, you can put a little hole right here and put a screw right through the plastic into the wood if you're worried about it coming off or somebody messing with it. But otherwise, that will take care of mounting this. That'll make it easy. And you can also print the other version if you want to use that method. What what else? Then we also, I fixed this light. This light had a couple of problems where the mason jar didn't fit properly because of the ribs inside. I got rid of those, and these had a tendency to break those joints there, so I angled them to fix that. So now these have nice little short ribs so they don't interfere with the battery box. And these are now angled, so they are structurally reinforced. So that's all good. And those files are updated on printables. You can now print these. You should be able to get at least 5, and I think I got 6 of these out of 1 kilogram of plastic. But that's only if you use this piece. If you use the straight piece, it takes more plastic. But this in and out, this MCP, Master Control Program piece, because it looks just like the MCP, it's under 200 grams per. And you can get, I believe, I'm almost certain I got 6 of these out of 1 kilogram of plastic. And I also ordered the new lights, the lantern lights. I don't like the individual lanterns. They're beautiful. They look nice. The price is not that bad. But in the wintertime, they suck. They just don't get enough charge. They only run for 2 or 3 hours. While they're super bright, they only run for 2 or 3 hours. That's just not enough. So I got these. Oh, here's the landscaping timber. So this wood here, you can get that for $6 or $5 at Home Depot. But that's this kind of wood, where it's a little bit smaller than a 4x4. I also realized this is a lot cheaper way to build a little 10x10 gazebo. Or 8x8. I guess I'll have to do 8x8 since you can't get this in 10 foot. So when I do my parts to make a gazebo, this is the lumber I'll be using just because it's so affordable. Let's see, the lights. These are the lights I'm getting. I got these. It was $16 with tax, like $16.71. So solar panel, battery, power, 8 bulbs. So I'm going to be cutting 3 of the bulbs out. By cutting 3 of the bulbs out, I should get much longer runtime on the battery. So I should be able to get much longer runtime on the battery. And I think, and it's 0.6 meters between bulbs. That might actually be enough to go from arm to arm without me having to cut and resplice. So this might be like a plug-and-play solution almost. I just have to redesign my arms to hold on to these. Here's the landscaping timber. So this kind of wood here, the kind that has the it's flat on 2 sides, round on 2 sides. This lumber is substantially cheaper than a 4x4. So that's what I'm going to use. And you cut it in half, put it in the ground, and then you slide your entire light right on top of it, and you're good. And the Mason lights are working fantastically. I'm going to get a picture tonight, now that I've got a full day of charging, and it looks amazing. I might even redesign this base here to use that same lumber. I can use the same cut tool to put the same hole in that one. So we'll see. I'll decide how I want to do that. But yeah, otherwise, freaking amazing. It's working out good. So that's a local warehouse order, so I should have it within a week. So I'm hoping by next week to have a final gold edition of the 8-foot lamppost. I'm also, instead of, I came up with another good idea. Instead of trying to build this screw mount into the 8-foot lamppost to put the garden flags on the 8-foot lamppost, instead I'm just going to use these. I'm just going to screw this into my lamppost. So I'm going to add dimples to the cylinder piece. And this way you can, take the chisel and pop those dimples out just like we did with the top piece. And then what I'll do is I'll just print this plate with a 3mm hole and then print this. And then you just sandwich it and put your screws in. Ding, ding, and you're done. You just screw this right to the existing piece. And then and this also allows you to put this at whatever height you want. So, for example, if you're 5'4", you're not going to be able to reach this where I put it. Awesome. And it's pretty optimized. This is now done. You can now print these. Wherever you get your solar lights, this is designed for a 16 millimeter hole. So what you're going to have to do is print this top part here, take it with you to the store, and figure out which solar lights fit. If you have a Dollar Tree or Walmart, these lights are 97 cents at Walmart. They fit perfectly. You're going to be tempted by the box of 6 for $5. I would not buy those, even though you get one extra light for free. Because number one, you only need 5. And number two, the 97-cent ones, even though they look identical, are twice as bright. Literally twice as bright. I don't know why, they are. So get the 97 cent. Oh yeah, this is the broken one. Yep. When I dropped it. So that's now fixed. That won't break again. So 97 cents each for those 5 lights, probably $1.30 Canadian. And then you go on AliExpress or Temu, and you get a 6-pack or a 12-pack of the Mason Jar 20 LED fairy lights. You should be able to get these for around $2 a piece if you order 6 or 12 of them. And then they just screw right in. And that is available on printables and Thingiverse. This is done. I can't think of any more corrections I need to make. As long as your post is at least a 4x3, this bolt pattern will fit right on top of that and screw right into it. It prints as that's because of the broken one. It prints as 3 pieces. They all thread together. No hardware is required except for the 4 screws to screw it into your post. So these are done. You can print these. And let me tell you, when the inside of this lights up from the LEDs inside, it looks fucking cool. It's really cool. I'm very happy with it. So that should be it. The I gotta double check my specs on my wall mount light flag holder. I gotta double check to make sure the specs on that are correct. I haven't corrected that yet. But the wall mount flag post, I have to upload that. I modified it a little bit so that it'll fit on the 256 by 256 bed of a bamboo. So you need a 334 to print it, but it will also print on a bamboo as long as you have the 256 by 256 bed. I designed it to just barely fit on that. And the only flags that don't fit perfectly are the dollar store flags, which they're in there. The dollar store flags, for some reason, are a little wider, but it's okay. It just scrunches a little bit. It looks fine. I'm going to make a bigger version because I can, but to print on a bamboo, it won't fit. There's no way to make that longer version fit on a bamboo. But otherwise, this is done, so you'll be able to print these out. This is done, and hopefully within 2 weeks, the 8-foot lamppost will be done. I just have to get... you can print your own flags. You have a fabric printer, so you can make these little polyester flags. It might not be worth it. Let me show you why. I ordered a whole bunch of them, and they are so stupidly cheap, it's ridiculous. Hang on. Wait until you see this. So, you go on to Temu, and you type personalized garden flag. And here you go. $2.46. Wait a minute, is this local? Okay, this should be free shipping at $20. So as long as you're ordering $20 worth, this should be free shipping. That's a weird size, 11 by 18. I don't like that. That's weird. Let's look at a different one. That one's a smooth one, but that's also a full-size flag. Here we go, 264. This looks fine. Yeah, 12 by 18. That's a normal size. Okay, so you click on personalize, and it gives you this. And then you just upload a picture. I should have a picture. Oh, it's a new folder, isn't it? So you take a picture like that, and then you just adjust it. And there you go. For $2.60. Oh. For $2.60, they'll make your own double-sided, full-color, polyester woven garden flag. Ready to go. You don't have to do anything. You just have to order enough of them to get the free shipping. And you can change this to whatever picture you want. So like, for example, here's Pi Day. There you go. There's Pi Day. It's so cheap. It's not even worth investing in trying. Buying the blank flags costs as much as just letting them do it yourself. Do it for you. I made a custom one of our town logo. I should have that here, actually. I had that here. There it is. So I did one of our town logo. So now I can give people Edgewood flags if they want Edgewood flags. I just thought that was cool. And there you go. There. Less than $3. There's a custom Town of Edgewood, New Mexico flag. It's so cheap. I've already ordered 10 of them. I got 10 more coming. You can also get mugs for like $4 and double-sided. And but this is fantastic. Now, what I try to look for is I try to look for the ones that are woven. I can't tell if that one's woven or not, because I prefer the ones that have the burlap. I wonder if I can search for that. Can I search for burlap? And I misspelled it, of course. Twice I misspelled it. Let's see, $3.90. You can always get it for under $3. I know you can. $3.52, $2.85. Here we go. I don't see burlap though. I can't tell. See, that doesn't look like burlap. It looks like smooth. The smooth ones are fine. The ones I've been getting have been pretty high quality, but I prefer the burlap ones. I just think they're more ruggedized for weather. I think they handle the wind better, and I think they drape better. They don't dance and bounce as much. I just can't tell. You know, if it doesn't tell me it is, it just says polyester. They're all polyester. The burlap ones are also polyester. But I really like the ones that are oh, yuck. So nasty. I really like the ones that are burlap, but it's hard to tell. Plus, I think these are renders. You see, this is a render. This is like a Photoshop. The first order I got was all burlap style, and they are amazing. Yeah, and look around. You can usually find a cheaper price. $3.79 Canadian is fantastic. That's $3. I got a new photo banner for my table at the show in Colorado, in Denver. So I'll have a new banner for my table. But you look around, if you can, try to get the burlap ones. They really are just, I think they look nicer. They drape better. They don't go so crazy in the wind. See, that looks like smooth. That looks like smooth polyester. That doesn't look like burlap. To show you what I mean. Well, yeah, I can show you right here. So, you know, this is the smooth polyester. It's just a piece of polyester cloth. But if you get the burlap ones, it's still just polyester. You know, it's the same polyester, but it's this style. See? See how it's got the texture? It's woven. It's, instead of being an unwoven smooth sheet, it's a woven texture. These are just, they feel better, they look better, they drape better. You lose some resolution because, you have that pattern, but it looks fine, And I like that. Yeah, like a potato sack. It's still polyester, but it's woven like a potato sack. And it's just so much better. So if you can, pay a little more, get the burlap ones. If there's a price difference. The guy I bought my first ones off of that were burlap, he's not here anymore, so I can't get them from him. What about woven? That doesn't seem to make a difference. Ah, that says linen. What? Oh, I guess they sell that, but you can also personalize it. That doesn't look like burlap to me. I can't tell. Too low res. Oh, you can add your name. Okay, no, we don't want that. What we want is a cheap one that is woven. It says linen, but I don't know what that means. It doesn't tell me. See, on the one that I got, you could see it. They had a close-up of the fabric, and you could see that it was woven. These, none of them have a close-up. Why are there so many Hello Kitty ones? I guess the word woven somehow? I guess you just have to poke around. But I suspect, unless it's pretty clear about it, it's probably not going to be the nice burlap that I want. See, it doesn't look like burlap. But these are renders. I don't know how real these are. It just says linen. I don't know what the hell that means. What does linen mean? Like, seriously, what the hell does linen mean? See, that one, you can see that one's burlap, but I'm not paying $10. I could buy 4 for the same price. I don't know. I'll keep looking. If I find confirmed burlap ones, I'll make sure to start creating custom links for it. Am I not showing? No, I'm not. I'll keep looking. Oh, here we go. So that's a burlap one, but it's too expensive. But you can see. You can't see in the pictures, but you can see in this. See? See how it's that woven texture? That's what you want. I wonder what they're using to print this. You see, the reason we can't do stuff like this in the U.S. Nice. But what's the actual printer they're using and what's it cost? Because they're selling these for $3 a piece, including the flag. The problem is the consumables. Even if you can afford the printer, there's no way you're going to get the consumables, meaning the ink, as cheap as these guys can get it in China. They're paying basically nothing for the consumables. That's the problem. These aren't made to be, to use grommets, DeWitt. These are slide. Where is it? So that's why this has an end that unscrews. Because this has an opening on the end of it. And you slide the flag over the shaft like this. and then you screw the end. So that's how these are supposed to work. And now that flag can't come off. And to change the flag, all you do is unscrew the end, and then it just slides off. Oh, banners, yeah. Ooh, that looks like it was burlap. No, it's not. No, see, that's just polyester or linen or whatever. It's not the that indicates that it's, but this doesn't look like it. But that's so low res, you might lose it. I just don't know, and it's so hard to ask these people questions. This one's just weird. Why is it 11 by 18? That's such an odd number. And I just can't tell. I can't tell. It's too low res. I mean, if you don't care, then it doesn't matter. Just pick the cheapest one. But I would like to get the burlap ones if I can. I'll have to keep looking. I'll have to figure out if there's a way. Oh yeah, you can get those all the time. Those are dirt cheap. I should have one of those on the way. Just Garden Flag Nut House. They have a few different kinds. Welcome to the Nut House. I like this one the best. That's my favorite. And it's $2.81. It's dirt cheap. Here's another one. Here's another one. This one's cool too. I like that one. That's just nice. That's a nice shot of the squirrel. That one, this one's a little more photogenic. The other one is a little more artsy, so it's a little clearer. This is probably my favorite right here. And as you can see, they're dirt cheap. You can get full sets. Like if you like Golden Labs, here you go. Here's a full set of 12 for 17 bucks. You get a full set of 12. So you got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring, summer, fall, winter, Valentine's, Easter, St. Patrick's, Mother's Day, and 4th of July. Well, no, most of them are 12 by 18. 11 by 18 is just a weird size. Probably they're thinking they're saving materials, or they got a batch of off-size flags, so they're selling them cheap. That might be why they're so cheap. Instead of throwing them away, sell them off as an off-size. Nuts About Fall. Oh, I love that one. That's getting added to my favorite list. That's cool. I'll probably have to add it to my next order because they only have a few left. I wish they would do a full 12-piece set with squirrels. Here's another Nut House one. It's a hybrid photographic and print one. But yeah, you can get this stuff is so cheap. It's so fucking cheap. Here's another nice one. I like finding themed sets too. I got like 4 themed sets. There you go. No, I can't do that though. I like my neighbor. These are cute. I thought that was cute. Now, what is this one? Just a cup or two so I can get a jump start on all the nuts I have to deal with today. Okay, yep, that's getting added. That's awesome. That's beautiful. $40? What? Are you insane? Do you know what I think of people who do this? Do you want to know what I think of assholes who do this? Who have the nerve to post a garden flag for $41, because that's with my credit. Okay? $41. Let me show you what I think of people who do this. Save as. Thank you. Let me show you what I think of people like that. Here, $3.24. Where'd it go? I think it made it a web P. I hate when it does that. It's like, really? It's like, come on, don't be a dick. Actually, I might as well do it right. Save myself a little work. Where the hell is it? Did it put it somewhere else? No. There it is. Yeah. Here's what I think of your... Yeah. There you go. That's what I think of your bullshit $41. I'll just take one, a copy of yours, and I'll get it printed for $3. Like, screw you. $40. It's a beautiful picture. $40. Even Walmart's not that greedy. Yeah, you can actually buy garden flags at Walmart. I didn't know that. I found them by accident. Do what I say. Don't argue with me. They charge $5 each. That's actually not bad. Or neither is that, assuming there's no shipping. But let's switch to in-store. And these are the ones that I can actually get here at Walmart. So that one, that one, that one. That's it, just a couple. You got these. You got a couple down here. That one's actually nice. But yeah, you can actually get them at Walmart. And you can get them at Dollar Tree. I got all of these from Dollar Tree. Now, the ones at Dollar Tree are single-sided. So it's just one thin piece of polyester. It's single-sided. So you have to make sure you mount it the right way. Because if you look at it from the back side, you can still see it because it's, one side. But it's backwards because it's single-sided. And it's also interesting that these actually come with a rod and a piece of string. So you can actually hang them up if you don't have a flag mount. But you can cut the string and take that off. But yeah, you can get these for $1.25 a piece at Dollar Tree. And that's worth it just to have a variety. I don't mind AI generated image, that's fine. That's pretty. Again, $32. Why? Don't do that. Why is this $33? This doesn't make any sense. Stop it. I'm just going to steal it. I'm not going to pay you $33 for that. I'm just going to steal it and make a copy of it. Now, one thing I'm surprised none of these guys have done is these are all double-sided. So they're printing a picture. Well, how much work is it? How much work is it than anyone else? I mean, if I need a picture of something, I just do a Google image search. You know, who cares? That's not the problem. The problem is garden flags, even at Walmart, of all places, are $5. You don't charge $40 for a garden flag. That's insane. Ooh, I have this one saved. I like that one. That one's cool too. I think I think I have this one. Aw, it's a kitty starry night, and that looks kind of like my cat. I'll save that one. I got that one already. Here, like, see, here's a whole theme set. Here's a whole set that's all gnomes. So if you like gnomes, there's a whole gnome set. I wonder. Garden flag, 12 pieces, squirrel. Nope, here's gnomes. No. You can get, I've seen sets for gnomes, I've seen sets for trucks, I've seen sets for dogs, but so far, nothing else. You know, where all 12 are the same theme. Oh, that one's cute. I like that one. That was funny. There's a truck set. And you also have to shop around because sometimes you'll have 10 different sellers with 10 different prices. See you later, Jerry. I'm getting ready to scat too. It's getting late. It's already 4 o'clock. Oh, that's a pretty one too. Oh, little raccoon. Oh, there you go, do it. Feed the birds. Oh my God. I gotta find out if I'm allowed to use the Armor logo to sell a product at the show. Like if I'm allowed to do that. Because I was thinking of selling getting, $4, $3, getting the custom printed Armor flag, and then including this, so you'll get everything you need. You just need the 2 screws to screw it in, and so sell my garden flag mount with the flag. I gotta email them and ask them if I'm allowed to do that or not. I don't want to just assume. That house, that was nice too. Oh, so they do have a spring squirrel. So does it say squirrel? Yes, it does say squirrel. So let's add that one. Let's see. Do squirrel. So we know there's an autumn and we know there's a spring. Here's a squirrel Easter. Here's a squirrel Valentine's. That's also a cute one. That's a nice winter one. Here's a nice winter one. So you could probably, here's a autumn one. You could probably build a set for squirrels. Another autumn. That's a nice autumn one. There's another Valentine's one that's cute. There's another Christmas one. That one's cute, little baby squirrels. So they probably do have enough. But do they have any other holidays? But I can always make one. I can always make them too. Like, can I? Squirrel. Mother's Day. Image. There's a Happy New Year, but it kind of sucks. Let's go to images. That's cute. There we go. There's one there. So there's a Happy Mother's Day picture. Posters is something I could look for too. What about Father's Day? Yep, we probably have enough here. That could work. That would definitely work. That one would work. Okay. Let's, what other holidays? St. Patrick's? Yep, there's a St. Patrick's one we could use. That might be usable. That is definitely cool. That's the nicest one right there. I like that one. So I wonder if it might be worth, creating curated sets where I go through the work of finding all the flags, making custom ones if I have to, putting it together into a 12 or 15 piece flag set. Would people pay $50 for that? Because it's going to cost me almost $40 to put it together. And the question is, would people be willing to pay for that? Now, the nice thing about this idea is that I would do it as a bespoke, customized set. So, I would make it for myself, and if nobody wanted it, I have it for me. And then if somebody bought it, I can make another set. And, so, do something that I want for myself, and then if I'm able to sell it, I could just do it again. That wouldn't be that hard. But that'd be interesting to see. I love that one. That one's beautiful. I love the spring one. Let's do winter. Well, that's a nice spring one. That's a nice fall one. Here's a Hello Winter Squirrel. So there's a winter. Now what about summer? Because usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a spring, fall, winter, summer flag up at all times. And then the other flag will be whatever the current holiday is. That would be usable as a summer one, but this would probably be better. Summer fun. But it's not quite. I would like to say summer. And it's interesting that they have spring, fall, and winter, but not summer. Either they just don't do it, or nobody ever thought of it, or... That's not a squirrel, that's a chipmunk. But chipmunks are cute too. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, Groundhog Day flag. Aw. I like Groundhog Day. That's also interesting that you can just add your text to it. I don't like the flag though. So can I get a better one? I bet you I can. Yeah, there's a nice one already. I already like that one better. Oh, there's a good one. That one's cool too. Okay, so there's plenty of images available for that. I forgot about that as a holiday. Do any of you guys know how to add custom holidays to Google Calendar? Like actual holidays, not just add a reminder and tell it to repeat every year. For holidays that are always on the same day, that works. But for holidays that are first Monday of the month, that doesn't work. Because that Monday will be a different date each year. Does anyone know how to do that? How to create, like I can add holidays to Google Calendar, but it's the generic holidays. Let me show you. Yes, dark. Got it. So let's do... I don't want that. I want a month, I guess. So as you can see here, these are ones that it pulls out of your phone. So I have their birth dates in my phone, so it pulls them out. These are the ones that I've scheduled. However, you'll see the pink ones are the ones for Michelle. So we share calendars so that we make sure we don't have an overlapping. Why isn't it showing me holidays? It's not showing me holidays. Why? Oh, I didn't have that hidden. There we go. So here's Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Tax Day, Easter Monday, Easter Sunday. So it shows these holidays. Okay. Oh, St. Patrick's Day's coming up. I gotta put up a St. Patrick's Day flag. Oh, it's March. We got plenty of time. Valentine's is coming up. I gotta get my Valentine's flags out. President's Day. I have a flag for President's Day now. But how do I add other holidays? Like, how do I add Pi Day? Pi Day is 3/14. So as you can see, no Pi Day. Now, Pi Day is on 3/14 because 3.141916. So I can add that. I can add a holiday here, or add an event, and have it repeat every year. But how do I add... I would like to be able to subscribe to a broader holiday list, because I want to be able to look at my calendar and know what flags to put up. This only gives you your generic holidays. It doesn't give you all of the less common holidays. Like, Bicycle Day, Puzzle Day, Pie Day, First in Flight Day, Man on the Moon Day, all these different holidays, all these different, they're not really holidays, they're more like dates of note. And I want to, because I want to make, Animal Day, Care About Animals Day, or Plant a Tree Day, all those kind of things, just because I can make a garden flag for $3, so why not? You know what I mean? It's like, why not? So I would like to eventually have, a different flag every single week, for whatever date of note in history happens that day. And I haven't figured out an easy way to do that. Again, dates that are fixed, yes, I can do that. But dates that are, and I'm also probably going to make it a new calendar, so I can make it separate from my own calendar, and then I just subscribe to it. And that way, when I can make it public for everybody to use. So if anybody else wants to add all of these extra holidays, they can. But to do that, it needs to be something that'll actually work. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. All right, I'm going to call Rax before they close, because we're pushing on 5 o'clock and they close at 5. Once I get these lights in, I'll start working on hacking them apart to make them work for this unit. And I'm going to start modifying the mason jar lights to get the red, because I have them all printed. I have all the lights. I got 25 of the brighter lights, and I have 12 of the mason jar lids. So I have enough to do the 6 lights for my 6 posts. So I want to get them done and get them put out there. And I printed enough of my garden flag mounts so I can get all my garden flags put up on my wooden posts. And go from there. I got that freebie from that game on Temu. It was just a login 7 days and you get something for free. It was cheap, but it's a cute ring. It's like leaves. So it's like a forest theme. If it will focus, you fuck. That's how AVE says it, right? But I thought that was cute. I like that. I like this one better. This is a koi fish. I like the koi fish. It's very pretty. It will not. I know this can focus that close. It's just a matter of convincing it to do it. There it goes. Yeah. Isn't that nice? I thought that was cool. Alright. I will see you guys next week. That's it. I'm going to get busy with this. I haven't been running the printer for the last week. For the last 2 weeks. I've been compensating for the electricity that I use to run the heaters on those really cold days. I'm trying to keep the electric bill from going too high. But I've now not run that for 2 weeks, so I can afford to run it again. And but first, I'm going to get that piece of lumber, make sure I got the dimensions right so it's going to fit. And then I'm going to start printing the new version of that lamp base. And then I'm also going to work on, I'll use one of the colored ones, the yellow or blue ones, to make sure it works before I destroy one. But I'll make sure I can actually screw this into it without breaking it. It shouldn't. I can squeeze it pretty good without breaking it, so it shouldn't be a problem. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it so I can mount my poles, fags to it. And that's it. And of course, I can't modify the top to hold the solar panels until I get the second solar panel in. Although I'm betting it's going to be the same size or smaller than this one. So I'm going to design it initially to hold 2 of these. It should be pretty easy to modify it if it's not right. But I'm going to design it to hold 2 of these. And this way, if it's smaller, then I got space. And this way I can get that design done and get it printed. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining in. If you want to support me long term, join my Patreon. Right now I'm about $400 short a month. So, if I can get, I don't know, 40 people to sign up for $5 or $10 a month, that would do it. But also, don't forget the Amazon links down below and all the affiliate links I have down below. And of course, if you just want to send me a little present, I have PayPal down below. So that's it. I will see you guys later and have a good week.